From the basement of the Pentagon, this is WTF Nation Radio.
from the pain in my heart. $10 short and one day late. That's all I've ever been to you. But oh, that happy feeling when my love blew through the ceiling and I was freed from your burning memory. Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of the stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. Into the arms of another, and for a while she made me feel alright. But in a crazy blunder, your love took me back under. Now I'm tied to those shackles and chains. Said don't cry for me, Annalie. You know you're the keeper of the stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. 10 years' time it took me to unwind, and now I'm right back from where it began. How old will I be when you finally set me free, and the sun shines on my heart again? Said don't cry for me, sweet Annalie. You know you're the keeper of my stars. I love you and I want you, and you'll always draw me near. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart. I'm just running from the pain in my heart.
Wear a condom? We're in Fayetteville. No one gets STDs here.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Hey, everybody. What's up?
Hi, everybody. We're back.
We're back. It is, what is it? It is the 12th of July, 2023.
That it is.
I'm Radar. That's TZ.
I'm TZ.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for showing up
there's a
tonight.
bug.
So, last time we were here, we had some really cool, we had a really cool guest on. We had Darianne Lee on. She was amazing, and
Was that the last time, or was that
the last time we were
before
on?
last?
That was the last time we were on. So
There's another fly in my room today. I think they know when it's Wednesday. I have not
Probably.
seen a fly
Your
in this
TV's
room
still on too, by
in
the way.
2 weeks. It'll turn off in a second. It's
Okay,
on that
whatever.
sleep mode.
I don't give a shit.
Well, here,
It's
wait a
hilarious.
minute. I
don't
got
care.
it. Ready?
Do what you got. Do what you do.
There it goes.
Bam. Damn, that was cool. That was slick. That was
I
slicker than
have
shit.
skills. I have
So
skills. Yes, Darianne Lee. I love her music. She's great. I've
Yep.
been like downloading all her stuff and sharing it with everybody. I have a shirt
Yes.
coming from her.
you do?
I went straight onto her website and ordered it, and she was like, "Thank you so much." Yeah. So yeah, I have a
Nice.
T-shirt coming. I'm excited.
Ice saying he'll be at Bragg this weekend. So if you see him floating around, fucking say hi to him.
He's going to Bragg.
Back at Bragg.
I hear the sign is still says Bragg up on the highway, so it's still
Does it?
Bragg.
That's
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm still torn on some of that stuff. Like, I understand, you know what I mean, some of it,
Mhm,
but I'm just like,
mhm.
man, it's just tough. Change is tough.
It's gonna take a while.
It is, but I get some of it. I do. I'm torn
Yeah.
because they wouldn't. Bragg is going to be more, right? After Hal Moore,
Liberty.
Liberty. Which one's going to be more? Wasn't one going to be named after Hal Moore,
There's-
the guy from
Yeah, but that's
We Were Soldiers?
Let me gurgle. I
You
have
don't
them
have
all
to gurgle.
saved.
You don't got to gurgle it. I for some
I
reason
had
thought
it
was
all
Bragg.
saved. I can't remember who Moore is, but no, Bragg is Liberty because remember one side couldn't agree on the other side couldn't agree. Like the airborne people
Mhm.
were fighting against the other people, and so they were just like, "Oh, let's just name it Liberty," since
Yeah,
so they
because-
wouldn't fight over the person.
because we're in Baghdad now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whatever. It's
No, it has to be after an airborne guy. No, it has to be over
more is
special forces
Benning.
guy.
Okay.
Benning. There you
Benning. That's right.
go. I knew somebody
Which,
would
you know. What? But here's the deal: like all these the new bases names, what's that for Liberty, are going to be after like Medal of Honor
People.
winners or
Yeah.
some BAMFs. Let's be honest. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It's not like it's a horrible thing, and I don't know. I'm still old core enough where I'm like reluctant to change. So it's whatever. I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be that dude, but I'm also trying not to be like. I'm trying not to purposely call it Bragg because Bragg. But it's so it's been
hard.
that way for
It's
fucking
hard.
yeah, dude. I'm
Now the bases that I was never stationed at, it'll probably be a lot easier for me
Yep.
to
Mhm.
remember their new names because I wasn't there. I didn't know the history. It wasn't embedded in me and beaten
Ooh.
into me on a daily basis.
Spanky says
But-
she was told she could save 15% on her car insurance. No, but if you go to U.S. Patriot Tactical, one of our previous guests on the show, and enter what was it, WTF Live for a
Yeah,
promo
yeah.
code, it's 30% off on their website, and it still
Yeah.
works because I checked something just yesterday, and as of
Yeah.
yesterday, it still worked. So if you go to U.S. Patriot Tactical, enter in WTF Live and the promo code, you can get 30% off your order.
Yeah.
So-
there you go.
Yep, that's right. The Army spent millions of dollars renaming posts, but the barracks are still full of black mold. Absolutely. It's
why not?
It's just like buying ACUs.
and then finding out all this stuff is garbage. I mean, come on. Why is anybody surprised at the military's ability to waste money at this point? Let's be honest. No one should be. Not. So
my daughter's not, and she's in the Coast Guard.
She was misinformed. Also, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. So
Spanky knew that because I tell her on a weekly basis. Just calling you about your car's warranty.
Yeah. But yeah, but anyway, back to the story a little bit. Ice is moving, and is out of the loop for a little bit. He's doing a little bit of moving, doing a little bit of summer vacation, and so I think him and Baby Ice are doing some hanging out. So, yeah, if you run into him somewhere like Bragg, say hi.
Maybe, if you find him,
maybe we'll have a coin or something for you.
High five him.
Yeah, high five him. So speaking of high fives, hopefully everyone here can still do high fives after the 4th of July festivities.
I got all mine.
I got all mine too. I do my toes, but I'm actually missing toes, so I can't do that one.
Yeah, but those aren't firework toes that you're missing.
No. I mean, I'm not like CQ or something. Sorry, buddy.
I'm missing all my. I have all my digits. They were able to save my big toe.
Well, that's good. That's good.
So it's still there. It's got lots of scars from the 5 surgeries, but it's still there.
Yeah, mine, they didn't even give me the option. They just lopped them off.
Yeah, no, they told me, they said, we may, if this surgery doesn't work, have to go back.
He found a challenge coin in a trade-in today. That's awesome. I've always wondered that.
Well, it's awesome for him finding it, but it's sad for the person that left it in their trade-in.
Yeah, I wonder.
Are you going to
that has to go one of 2 ways.
Try and find it?
That has to go one of 2 ways. It's either your favorite one that you keep on you and it fell out, like whatever, or it's one they gave 0 fucks about. They're like, fuck this coin, dude. And they threw it in their back seat and completely forgot about it, and they trade their shit in, and then it was just in there forever.
Or like they let their kid play with it. Because I know my granddaughter, there's been times my granddaughter's been in my house and she's been playing with my coins, and she's wanted to leave the house with them, and I've been like, okay, but only in the car, and then I've got to get it back because that's important to me. I got that one from so and so.
You know, blah, blah, blah. My kids. Let me change that. There we go. It's better in yellow. Anyway, mine are still I have a Crown Royal bag full of that stuff.
That's better than me. That's way better than me. Mine are in an old candle, a big glass candle with a lid, and they're just all dumped in there. Yeah, that's where they're at.
So for a while, and this dates me a little bit, but a lot of my pictures, photographs from instant cameras, and I think I still have 2 or 3 instant cameras I need to develop, because I found the whole shooting match like a year ago, right? And I had a couple instant cameras in there and piles and piles and piles of pictures and shit to go through and whatnot. It's actually when we were building the studio, when the Smoke Pit was getting ready to go live, or when I was doing that. Anyway, mine were just in an old FedEx box.
Oh, I can even show it. I have an old Justin Roper boot box that has all my old pictures in it. I can see it from here. It's just right over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mine was in the basement of my fucking old house. I was just going through it when my because so I'm in a weird situation compared to most people. Most people when they move out of their house, they move the fuck out of their house, right? You take everything or you lose it, right? Well, the house that I lived in prior to this one was, it's still in our family.
Yeah.
So, I still have stuff there in boxes.
Ah, yeah.
So, Keith said it was under the back seat and it's National Guard. So yeah, if it's National Guard, they give 0 fucks about it.
Yeah, they don't care. Nah.
Mom's here. Hi, Mom. How are you? Anyway, so I, from time to time, go up there, and I have stuff between the houses or whatever. My parents live there now, so I go up there, and it's kind of whatever. So I still, just like the other day, I was looking for I have a water bottle. When we were in Colorado a couple weeks ago, I was at the Under Armour store, and I have this really nice Under Armour water bottle. And I was like, oh, I have one of those. Where is it? Don't know. Could be in the basement of that house. Could be in the basement of this house. Could be fucking anywhere. I don't know where it is.
Well, I have a detached garage.
Ooh. Yeah.
That in the summertime you don't go in because it's the heat of It's the temperature of Satan's asshole, basically.
Yes.
And in the wintertime, like I could go in there,
Mhm.
but I mean, I haven't been in there since I moved here. And that still has boxes of household goods from when I got out in 2010. So I have no idea what's out there. Like I could pretty much just call somebody and be like, just empty it out because we haven't touched this stuff since 2010.
Mhm.
So, I mean, obviously I don't miss any of it. But I think on the other hand, there might be something of my kids from when they were babies that maybe I actually might want or need. But stuff's just out there in tubs and boxes.
Right.
Maybe one day when I'm 85 and I'll I'll hire somebody to go through it all.
Amy says she has scrapbooks. Wish.
I have scrapbooks from Germany. I
Do
did
you?
that. I was so bored in
I
Germany.
always wish that I was good at that or better at that.
Oh,
Firstly,
one of these shows will show some of my scrapbooking skills. I like did all the fun stuff with like the cool little edges of the pictures with the little
yep.
funky and then
Mm-hmm.
pictures and then wrote little captions. Yeah. The whole time I was stationed in Germany, I did that. I had a lot of free time.
Holly said she made that mistake and threw away all the Christmas ornaments.
Oh, see, that's my other fear. I have a few different Christmas trees,
Yep.
and I have different Christmas ornaments from like when I first moved out from home, and they were all like made ones or ones that my mom gave me. And then, like, as my grandparents passed away, I inherited their stuff because I'm the only big Christmas freak in my family.
Yep.
And I know there's probably like 12 boxes of Christmas stuff out there. So I'm
Yep.
really hesitant to just tell somebody, just come and get all this crap out of my. I really need to
Yep.
just start getting a box and bring
See,
it in
and
the house and go through it and then move on to the next one.
I'm
But that's a
horrible.
lot.
I'm so horrible. Like, of like keeping random shit too.
Oh, well, I do that. I mean,
So, but no.
I have
But
4
I keep it.
ex-husbands.
But I keep it with important shit. So if you take a box, one thing I did get better at, was having clear totes. So all
See,
the
now
shit
that's
that got
smart.
put into totes, you can kind of like look through it.
I got a label maker recently, so maybe that's my next goal. Like I can
Oh,
take a box, bring it inside, go through it, and then I can have clear totes set up with labels on them
mm-hmm.
and
Ooh,
organize my
yeah.
garage like my inside because my house is organized that way, but my garage is not.
He says he only has 2 challenge coins. Only two you care about. One's an M14 challenge coin from a competition. There's an SAS from British. I have a bunch. I have some random ones. I think the one that means the most to me, challenge coin wise, is one I got when I picked up Corporal and I finished Corporal's course, and the guys in my squadron gave it to me when I got promoted to Corporal. Because getting promoted to Corporal is a big deal in the Marine Corps, right? So
Yeah,
they gave me
because it
like,
means something
and
there.
it's just the stupid one you buy at the PX. It says like on one side it says United States Marine Corps, and it says the Corporal of Marines with like the Corporal chevrons in it.
Aw.
But my
My
dudes
son bought
gave
me
it to
a
me.
best mom one
Oh,
at Fort Jackson when
Mhm.
he was in, and that he gave me when he got out of basic training.
nice.
It's one of my favorite coins.
But
Did I
getting
ever tell you my daughter got to actually design a coin for a competition at Kodiak
really,
for like the base coin?
huh?
And she won. And it's a fucking badass coin. It's shaped like a Kodiak bear.
Oh, nice.
And one side of it like has the northern lights on it and it's I'll have to get a picture of it and send it to you.
That's cool.
It is fucking badass.
Holly said it was years of collected ornaments, and that makes her sick. Yeah, that
Oh
sucks.
God, that would hurt my heart.
Oh, but going back to organization stuff. So in my garage, I've got those metal shelves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've got like I went and I bought like matching totes. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so everything would match and look not ghetto in my fucking garage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because in my storage in the basement is years of mismatched bullshit, right? But in the garage, it was all like, so I have stuff for like air tools and fucking all my shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went so far as to put masking tape, the blue painter's masking tape, on the side of it because they're the black totes with the yellow lid, the tough boxes or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I put those up on my shelf. I filled them full of shit. I put them up there. You know what I didn't do?
label what they were?
Nope, I put the label on there. I just didn't write what the fuck was on the. I didn't write
Yeah,
it on the
that's
label.
what I meant
Yeah.
by label, like actually write what was in them.
I never did that.
Oh,
I did. I went so. I guess I purposely went and bought the tape, put the tape on the fucking outside of the tote, and then I put them on my fucking shelves. Didn't touch them. Fuck it. That sounds dumb as shit. Why would I want to actually do the last 7-second step so I would know? I'd much rather be frustrated at the whole fact that I have totes in my garage with things in them.
so now when you get one down, do you at least like
Fuck
look in
no. Fuck no. Because I don't
Still
know.
not.
Because I
Still
don't know
not.
where. Because I don't know where a Sharpie is.
Oh,
So when I go to get
everybody, I'm gonna drop his address, and everybody needs to mail him a Sharpie. I think
No,
we need
don't
just
do that. I will get
hundreds
fucking 100
and
Sharpies.
hundreds of Sharpies just Amazoned to Radar
No.
over the week. That would be
It
the
is. It
best.
is. It's the second day of Prime Day, so I should get on.
We can
there
just
and
go on and just everybody. I'm putting it in a wish list. I'm gonna post it, this Amazon wish list, and you guys can all have these Sharpies sent
No.
to
Please don't.
Radar. It would be
Anyway,
great.
okay. So back to the basement situation. Phil says Sam's Club has a 24-pack for $14. I need to go to Sam's tomorrow, and I will forget to buy them.
Yes, you will.
I will. But anyway, and now remember when I'm pulling out of the driveway eating my Sam's Club hot dog.
Going, oh shit, I was gonna pick up.
I was going to get Sharpies. Sharpies and those gel pens, the G2 gel pens, the fucking really good ones. I'll grab some of those. Anyway.
I'm pretty sure I've got those in my drawer right here.
So we
Both of
were
those.
in the
I
basement.
got some of these.
Saturday, my wife and I were in the basement. Oh yeah, those are perfect. Those are great. And so, for those of you who don't know, my bunker is in the basement, and some people live where basements aren't that prevalent.
Like Texas, because there's too much limestone.
Yes, here everyone has a basement because we have tornadoes.
Yeah.
So we
Safety
have
first.
And so we have one level houses, single level houses generally, and a big basement. So instead of having 2-story houses, we have subterranean levels. So we have technically we have 1, 2, 3 bedrooms in the basement, but the one bedroom is huge, so 2 kids share it, and one bedroom is my bunker, right? Anyway. We have like a living room area down here where the kids used to play like Xbox and shit. They used to be like their hangout and stuff. And we were just cleaning it up. Old couches. We had a couple old couches that we got from fucking somewhere down here, and a couple gross chairs that the cats had just turned into hairy piles of grossness. And we flooded. I think I told this story where we had a big flood in the backyard. I think I showed you guys the pictures.
Yeah.
And so we had a bunch of flood debris in the backyard. So I got the dump trailer from work, and I brought it here, and we filled it full of all the branches and all the bullshit that kind of washed into our yard just to clean the yard up, right? Well, I had the dump trailer all weekend, so I was like, hey, let's get this shit out of the basement. Throw it in the dump trailer. I'll take it to the dump. Takes $10. Fuck rid of it, right? So I had a couple kids taking some of the stuff up. My wife and I were going to grab the heavy couch and take it upstairs. So we get to the top of the stairs, like you have to go up the stairs and then out through the garage to get to the driveway where the dump trailer was. So we get to the top of the stairs, and my wife and I are kind of joking around. We're just having fun with it. We're just having a good old Saturday. And she stops and jumps on top of the washing machine, which is right at the top of our stairs. The clothes washing machine. And she's like screaming, crying. My wife and I have been married for like 4 years. I've never once seen her scream like that. Right? And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? What happened? I thought she was fucking with me. Right? Thought she had, whatever. Turns out she dropped the couch on between the stair and like the lip of the stair. And her foot was right in the middle of it. And it landed on top of that big bone and top of her ankle, and she broke it.
Now she got big old Bobo.
Yep. So now she has to wear a Das Boot to work.
Japanese jump boot.
6 weeks. So, yeah.
Ugh, that poor girl. I feel so bad for her.
Yup.
I should send her beaver nuggets.
She loved them.
Did she?
The ones you said, yeah,
Yay!
she loves beaver nuggets. She's
Oh,
like,
they also have like cinnamon ones and
know.
salted caramel ones
well,
and
here,
like white cheddar ones.
what I'm
Oh, I
looking
should send her
forward
like a
to.
variety pack.
So that TikTok I sent you about the Whataburger guy.
Oh yeah.
When we were, they have Whataburger down in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
So when we were down there, I made her go to Whataburger. That's probably one of the main reasons I drove to Colorado Springs.
I had to have Whataburger today for lunch because of that stupid video you sent me.
And
Thanks.
so she had like the same reaction, like, "What the fuck? Even is Whataburger? This is dumb as fuck." And then I made her.
And then she was like,
she's like, you know what? And she, well, in her own way, because she's like, you know what? This is all right. Of all the places you made me eat this weekend, this one's all right. I was like, all right.
Well, I haven't had it in a while because when you live by it, it's like, plus I try not to eat out too much, trying to, save my money. And I have a trip coming up next week.
And Whataburger, as much as I love Whataburger, it's not the cheapest fast food alternative.
No, not always.
No,
not right now, definitely. But I did. After I watched that video, I was just like, he's right. I totally have to go have some. And my grandson was like, I don't want Whataburger. I'm over it. And I was like, fine, what do you want? So I literally, and I never do this ever. I am a real stickler about you're going to eat what everybody's going to eat.
Yeah.
But today I was like, this is my craving. This is my problem. Radar started it. This is all his fault. I will take you to wherever you want to go, but I am getting fucking Whataburger.
Yep,
and I had to get the onion rings, and I had to get the banana pudding shake.
That sounds fucking good as shit.
And I'm not usually one that's real big on super sweet stuff, but let me tell you what, it was good. It was real good. Yeah, I'm fat as a tick. I won't be eating dinner tonight.
Whataburger is cheaper than Wendy's, Phil says.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah,
right now, Wendy's has gotten
Wendy's
expensive.
and Carl's Jr. / Hardee's, depending on where you're at. Like where I'm at, it's Hardee's, but it's the same as Carl's Jr. It's the same menu, just different fucking whatever. But they're really expensive now. They've always been on the high end, but now they're just like, I went through the other day.
Arby's.
Oh, fucking Arby's, right? Arby's, no shit. Was it 2 weeks ago? We went into Arby's. There's one like right outside, right not that far from where I work. And I was like, I'm craving Arby's. I want their fucking curly fries. And I was going to get one of their chicken sandwiches. And I go in there, and I just walked out. I didn't even like order anything. I was like, I am not paying. It was like $18 or some shit.
It's ridiculous.
And I was like, no.
Then after my grandson wanted it, and I got him the curly fries, you know what that kid had the balls to say to me? Or the audacity, because he's 12. He said, oh, well, I was expecting something spectacular. You might as well have taken me to Jack in the Box for these. And I was like,
I was just going to say, if I had the option between Jack in the Box and Arby's curly fries, I'd get Jack in the Box curly fries.
I was like, well, you asked for Arby's. So guess what? You're not paying. You don't get to complain.
Okay. So my wife went down yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday. To get my stepson back from his dad's right in Boulder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he was staying later.
Yep, because he was staying later. Do you know why he wanted to stay? And this is I'm going to put you in the mind of an 11-year-old. Okay.
I have one close in the living room, so I'll bet I can figure it out.
Yesterday was 7-Eleven, and you get a free Slurpee or whatever at 7-Eleven on 7-Eleven.
And they don't have 7-Elevens.
Don't have 7-Elevens up here. So he
So
wanted,
he wanted
to stay
late just to get a free Slurpee that you could have bought him.
He's 11. Every Slurpee is free.
Yeah, I know. Just what I'm saying. You could have got it for him. Technically, it still would have been free to him.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. How are we gonna get out? Okay. Phil's just said he just paid 19 and change for Jersey Mike's. I do like Jersey Mike's, but they are fucking expensive.
I don't think I've ever had Jersey Mike's. We have one here in town.
It's like a Philly cheesesteak kind of joint. They have subs too. It's really good. Jersey Mike's is good as fuck.
This town has gotten so many freaking restaurants in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't think I have eaten ever. I recently just discovered Bahama Bucks.
Really?
Yeah, the drink stuff. I had no idea. And I got my mom and I some acai bowl thingy that was fucking amazing.
Those are good. Those are good as fuck.
because she's decided she's healthy again.
Mhm.
So, okay, let me get her a healthy. She calls them no-nos.
Yep.
And her no-no used to be peanut butter parfait from Dairy Queen. But she went on the interwebs and found out how many calories are in that. So at 80 years old, apparently calories are a big deal all of a sudden.
Mhm.
So I looked up that acai bowl and the calories are better. So that's what I got her.
He said the cookout is the bomb or Culver's. I don't know what the cookout is, but we have Culver's up here. Culver's is good as fuck. So
I have heard of Culver's.
Culver's
I
has like,
don't think I've ever had it.
have you ever had like smash burgers?
No.
So like when you have them on the big grill and they fucking push the thing. Like now,
Well, there's a place here that cooks them like that.
yeah,
So
that's kind of what Culver's has. They're kind of the
Ah.
thinner hamburgers, and they're
Is that
they're
like Freddy's?
good.
Freddy's burgers are really thin.
Never had Freddy's.
Freddy's has like a beef steak and like a thin
Yep,
burger.
that's what
and they
these
even have,
are.
like, a
And
cheese
they're
steak and-
yeah, they call them like.
I bet
butter
it's
burgers.
similar.
It's real similar, probably. Yep, they're good. They're really
Yeah.
good. Culver's is pretty pricey too. So
Mm.
Phil says, and this is kind of a yep. Jersey Mike's is to Subway what Five Guys is to Whataburger.
No, but I like Whataburger better than Five Guys. And
See, I
we
do
have
too.
Five Guys here.
I
and
do
I've had
too.
it,
I don't
but
care
like
for Five
Whataburger
Guys.
better. No, I'm not a fan. Their
Jer-
fries are good.
Mhm.
They do have really good fries.
Yep.
But I don't like their burgers better than Whataburger.
I still either, and I'm trying to think, I'm trying to be realistic here. If it's nostalgia, because I don't have one here, and every time I go, I really enjoy them, whether it be Jack in the Box curly fries,
Mm-hmm.
or honestly, fucking McDonald's fries. I
See, I'm
really
obsessed
think-
with McDonald's fries.
really think
McDonald's has some amazing fries.
This is what I'll do because it's
But-
they're like right next door to each other. They're seriously, it's like fucking.
Oh, you'll have to
100
get
feet.
like one of each and just
Uh-huh.
do like a fry off one day.
Well, this is what I do: is I go to McDonald's and get a large fry and a Coke, and then I
'Cause
go
their
right
Coke is
around
way
the
better.
corner. Their Coke is fucking amazing. So I get a large fry and a Coke. I drive around the corner and I get a Whopper. Because it's McDonald's and then Qdoba and then Burger King.
See, and the Whopper is better than the Big Mac.
Absolutely, the Whopper is
Whopper's better
considerably better.
than the other thing, the Quarter Pounder.
all of Burger King's burgers are better than McDonald's.
Even their
Hands down.
Impossible Burger is better.
I don't.
than
I've never had
no,
one.
I-
I've never had one.
Oh, have it. You have to try it. It's worth it. It's good. I went through this whole like thing because my cholesterol was wonky, and so I was doing the whole
Mhm.
trying to get more vegetables in or whatever. And I like it. I like the Impossible Burger. It's actually
Ho-
pretty damn good.
Holly said the best burger she's ever had was the farm burger at Luke Bryan's restaurant in Nashville. Could be.
Ow.
Whataburger's cheapest he can think of, according to Phil Leach. And fuck In-N-Out, he says. And the Baconator
Yeah,
beats all. You know what? I would say the Baconator until that Bacon King came out from Burger King. That thing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
fucking good. That thing's
And I saw
fucking good.
today that Whataburger has this really awesome bacon something deal, like bacon jalapeno cheeseburger.
Yep.
I'm thinking
Sounds good
that
as
sounds
fuck.
amazing.
God, honestly, back when this is early 2000s, back when I was like a Lance Corporal, I was E3, no money, had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Go to fucking Jack in the Box, get a Western cheeseburger and 2 tacos because it was $2.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fuck good as shit. Or a Jumbo Jack because they were $1 too. Jumbo Jack and 2 tacos for $2. I'd be fat and happy. It was good.
Well, when I got back from Germany, I refused to go to Burger King for a while because that was the only like American freaking burger restaurant that they had on post, and I was just over it.
I did that for a split second. Okay, so our fob in Iraq, we had a Burger King on it. We had a Burger King, we had a Pizza Hut, and we
Yeah,
had
we had a Pizza Hut in
we had a
Egypt
Subway. Was it Subway? Maybe we had Subway in Kuwait. Anyway,
or
I don't fucking.
Charlie's.
So Subway is a different situation for me, but Burger King. So I would go to Burger King quite often. I wouldn't go a lot. I try to make it like when we got back from mission, I go to Burger King.
Yeah.
Then I came home on leave, and I couldn't eat Burger King. In my town, there's not many options.
Mm-hmm.
So I purposely quit eating Burger King in Iraq because of that.
Because you knew when you came back you were gonna have to eat Burger
I
King.
didn't have a
Yeah, 'cause
choice.
you
It was
can
either
get-
that or cook,
you
and
can
who the
get
fuck wants
burned
to do
out
that?
on it.
Jack in the Box he misspelled best tacos ever. And you know what? And this is why I say this. Jack in the Box has the best tacos ever. Okay? But they don't claim to be an actual taco.
No, they don't.
It's not like Taco Bell's taco. They're like, oh, look at our tacos. And people, no, Taco Bell tacos are fucking gross. Jack in the Box tacos are some meat and American cheese thrown in a fucking tortilla that they deep fat fry, and they're good as fuck. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't pretend. They're not trying to be like the best tacos in the world.
Have
They
you
throw
tried
some,
the tacos at Burger King yet? They're just like Jack in the Box tacos. I shit you not. They are made the exact same way.
You know what?
I need to do a taco off. I need to get a Jack in the Box taco and get a Burger King taco at the same time and try them because they look alike. They smell when you open them up. That meat inside that looks just like moosh.
Yep.
Same thing.
I'm not convinced it's meat, but I don't give a shit.
Meaning, I
That's
could
like one
care
of the
less.
people
It's
like, do you
whatever.
know what's in a hot dog? I don't give a fuck, dude. Don't tell me I'm going to eat it anyway. I don't care.
Mhm.
I don't care.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Bratwurst.
If I'll pick a
People are
baby's
like,
pacifier up off a dirty street, lick it, and stick it back in the kid's mouth,
fuck yeah.
I'll eat lips and hooves,
Yep.
folks. Sorry.
Meat question mark. That's right. Cause meat question mark is and I don't care if I want really, really, really good tacos. I'll go to a taco truck. I'll go to that dude who the only English he can speak is telling me how much his fucking tacos cost. That's who I'll go to, and then I'll get me some fat ass street tacos and be like, these are good as fuck.
Isn't like barbacoa like head meat? So I mean, and people love that shit.
I don't give a
So
shit.
what's wrong with hot dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who cares?
TZ said, you better have Spanky with you. She might not never forgive you if you don't. For the taco off.
Oh, if I have a taco off?
Yeah.
Oh no, I would. If I'm doing a taco off, I'm definitely Spanky's coming
Yeah,
along.
she'd be
'cause
the-
she's
the
like
judge.
taco judge.
Yeah.
She's the queen. She's got the taco taste buds.
We should do that with like Spanky and Ice.
We just do a big old taco off.
Be a big old taco off. That'd be fantastic.
Mhm.
Yes. I'm in.
Lots of tacos. We had good tacos in Denver at that little place.
Yeah, that
we
little
stopped
joint
at.
that we met you at. It looked
Mhm.
good. If I wouldn't
It
have
was
just eaten,
good.
I would have been all about it. They looked that place looked pretty legit.
Yeah, it was good.
You know,
It was good.
there's a place here. It's called Sweeto Burrito. It's fucking good.
Okay, we're gonna do something that people are gonna remember. It has to rhyme and stick in the back of their mind, no matter where they're at.
It's a little
Ooh,
burrito
this is
truck.
what
I
we're gonna
don't
call
know.
it.
I don't know if it's anywhere else other than here. But Spanky likes tacos with mushrooms. All right, I'm out.
She likes tacos with anything.
It's true.
She just likes tacos. She's
That's
all
what I mean.
breakfast tacos, lunch tacos, dinner, all tacos.
It's because she grew up here next to Taco John's that has the
Yeah, but-
tacos premier. Any place, any taco joint that sells hash browns covered in Lowry's seasoned salt, hey, of course they're authentic Mexican.
I think there was a Taco John's on
Yeah.
Fort Hood, wasn't there?
I don't know. I've never been
I
to
think
Hood.
there's
I've been to
there was a
Hood,
Taco
but I was
John's
never
on Fort
stationed
Hood.
there.
Because I remember something about the hash browns with the Lowry
Yeah,
season
probably.
salt on
They're
them.
fucking gross. They're gross as shit, but I still eat the fuck out of them. That was the restaurant. Okay, like if I were to get on a plane and fly to Texas, Kaz is picking me up from the airport, right? And he goes, hey,
Yeah.
where do you want to go for dinner? It's either going to be Whataburger, Jack in the Box, or like Waffle House. Okay.
Which
I
is
know
crazy.
they're-
You would be like, oh, I could go anywhere. Oh, no, I'd like to just go to a fast food restaurant, please.
Yup.
Mhm.
I mean, especially like getting right off the plane, you kind of move for the fast food.
Mhm.
When I would fly here, when I was stationed in Texas or California or Florida or wherever, when I flew back home,
Mhm.
I wanted fucking Taco John's. I wanted potato olays, as gross as they are. I don't even think they drain the fat off them. They just put them in the fucking basket and dump it right in your shit. They don't like shake out the grease. Fuck that. They spray some Lowry's on that bitch and fucking throw it in a cup and here you go. Here's your fucking olays, bitch. That's what they do.
Well, when I travel next week, my aunt's like, so what do you want? Blah, blah, blah. Because I'm going to be in Pennsylvania. Then I'm going to be in New Jersey. Then I'm be in New York. Then I'm going to go back to Pennsylvania. Then I'm going to take a train up to Vermont. Then I'm going to be in Vermont for a week. Then I'm going to go to Albany to fly back. and then I'll be back in Texas.
Hmm.
And my aunt's like, "What do you want while we're here?" And I'm like, "To stop at the Wawa while we're in New Jersey."
Yep.
Because they don't have Wawas here. And Wawas are like the East Coast's answer to Buc-ee's, kind of.
but not anywhere
But
near.
they have good food there. Like Wawa's gas station food is good food.
So is
And I
Buc-ee's.
like it.
So is Buc-ee's for
Yeah.
truck stop food or gas station food. It's not bad.
And you would think of anything. She'd be like, "What do you want me to take you to the Mexican restaurant by here? Or we can go to that one Italian place? Or while we're in the city?" And I'm like, "Nope, just need to stop at the Wawa. Just
What-
need to give me some gas station food."
What else
from
is
the
up there
Wawa.
that's not White Castle? There's White Castle
White
up there.
Castle.
Yeah.
But I've
I
got
don't like
family
White
from up
Castle.
north, so
I
I've
don't like
had
White
that
Castle.
as a kid because I mean we used to live up north when I had family up there.
And looking for a fight. Phil said, Waffle House, you looking for a fight? I mean, I don't mind watching a good one. So
Yeah, I'm a commentator. I'd
But
like
see,
to
I just-
supervise
that's
a
why I
fight.
just love places like, because Waffle House, nobody ever will confuse, and this is why I like Jack in the Box tacos, because no one's going to confuse them with like gourmet fucking food,
No.
right? You don't go to Waffle House. You go to Waffle House and you expect some smothered and covered fucking hash browns and a fucking waffle that I don't give a shit how much syrup you fucking put on that bitch is still going to suck up every ounce and it's still going to be dry when you put it in your mouth.
Yup.
it's
You're gonna have to
fucking
drink
good.
a gallon of milk afterwards.
Yup.
Yep. And that's the only time I drink milk
Mhm.
is at Waffle
But
House
you
with my
have
waffles.
to. You have
Yeah.
to. And like I even like when they fucking when they put the cheese on the hash browns and like the fucking or the eggs. I usually get cheese on my eggs. And on scrambled eggs, and the cheese doesn't even fucking melt all the way because it's not even like real
No.
enough cheese to melt all the way.
It's got that little waxy kind of coat to it. Yeah,
Yep.
right across the top. So you have to kind of crack it like that stuff you used to pour over your ice cream that hardened the
Fuck
moment it hit
yeah.
the ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cheese isn't supposed to do that, but Waffle House ain't really saying it's cheese. I called
No.
it cheese in a Waffle House.
No, Waffle House is like, we're putting some orange stuff on your eggs. Is that
Yup.
what you'd like?
Mhm.
We're like, sure, put
Fuck
some
it.
orange stuff
Okay, give me that.
on
give
my
me-
egg,
And give me a fat ass glass of milk.
please.
Uh-huh.
We always turn to food. Have you noticed that lately?
No, we're so bad at this game.
That's okay. That's all right.
Now what
I canceled my gym membership yesterday, so there you go. There's that.
David Cunningham says Taco Geddon.
Taco Geddon. We could have a Taco Geddon.
God, I fucking
Just a
want to do that
live show
so
of all of
bad.
us together eating tacos.
Oh, we should do that. We used to go to Denny's here in California. You know, there used to be Denny's around here. I think a lot of them closed down.
We have a Denny's here, right here in my hometown, and I take my grandson because his name is Dennis, and he likes the coffee mugs because they say Denny on them, and we've got lots of pictures of him cheesing with a mug that says Denny
Oh,
because we're weird like that.
yeah. God, well, I'm gonna be in Texas in October.
I'm sorry. What part? Are you coming this far?
Maybe. I don't know. Because my I guess technically my niece is getting married. And they live in Louisville. But they're not getting married in the DFW metro area. They're getting married somewhere else. And I don't remember where off the top of my head. I have to look.
Well, cool. Well, if y'all are close enough to here, y'all should make a tiny trip.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to. Well, because my wife. Every time I get on this kick, and I've been wanting to go back to because Jimmy came home in December when his mom died, right?
Yeah, when he was on
When he was on emergency leave, and we buzzed down there. I was in Denton, and we get to Fort Worth one day, I guess. But I was in Denton for like 2 days and Fort Worth for like half a day, and then we came back. So I would like to go down for a week-ish. Maybe take like, because realistically, it's a 2-day drive. You can make it in one, but it is fucking tough. It's like a 19 or 20-hour drive from where I'm at.
I did Kansas to here in a day with my mother and almost killed her. I mean, almost killed me.
Well, when I left, when Jimmy flew in, I left at 5 o'clock that morning, my time. And then I went through Denver and hit 287 and went into Fort Worth from there. And I went into Denton actually. And when I got in, because we stayed at that Big Bucky's there in the northern part of Denton. There's a hotel right next to that. That's how I choose hotels, is the proximity to cool things like Bucky's or Waffle Houses. But anyway, so
I know. I've heard that story.
We're on the very north end of we're on the very north end of Denton. And so not even really it's a stretch to say it's part of the DFW Metroplex, right? And we checked into our hotel at like 11:30 at night. So I mean that's a tough day.
Yeah.
So and we weren't in a particularly big hurry. I mean, then we stopped a couple times to do some things, you know what I mean? Like we would take like longer breaks at the gas station, and because usually when I drive, I plan my gas stops and my bathroom stops at the same time. Right. And we kind of made it, hey, this place looks cool. Let's stop here and kind of stretch our legs. We did that a couple times, which I normally wouldn't do. But still, I mean, you go from 5 a.m. till, which I guess is 10:30 my time.
Yeah.
Because it's an hour difference, but still
that's
a
lot.
long fucking day. And so if we have to go further south than that, especially, you're really looking at a 2-day trip. So,
because when we drove from here to Denver, the day we drove back, I mean, we left there at what, 10 o'clock in the morning?
Yep.
And between gas stops and bathroom stops for 4 females and driving, the more back roads because, avoiding the highways because of bullshit.
Right.
And construction, we got to Hood at like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and that's why I stayed there, because I was like, I'm not going to get in my car and drive another 2 hours.
Right. Yeah. It's
when I
almost
can just crash here and drive home the next day after like a good 8 hours.
We will probably do something like drive down. And I'm not sure exactly which way we'll go. Because I love this country. I'm so happy to be an American, and I would never want to wish to be anywhere else.
There's only so many ways to drive from there to here.
And there ain't shit. The whole
In between.
The whole middle of this country is fucking empty.
There's nothing.
So anybody,
once you hit the far side of Denver, there's really not a lot between Colorado and Texas.
There's not. And you know what? There's nothing between me and Colorado.
Yeah.
There's like 2 cities.
Yikes.
Okay, when I go over, I take the interstate to a Sundance. I go from Sundance to Newcastle. Okay, Sundance is a town of about 7,000 people. Newcastle is a town of about 3,000 people. Then I go to a town called Lusk, which is an hour-and-a-half drive from Newcastle to Lusk with nothing in between. And Lusk is like 1,200 people. Then I get to Torrington, which is like, it's a college town. So that town has like 2,500 people in it. Then you get to Cheyenne. That's it. I didn't skip a town. There's nothing.
There's just nothing.
It's like, of my 6-hour drive, 5 hours of it is fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And then you get to Denver. And like you said, between Denver and there's nothing.
There's really not. You hit Colorado Springs, and then you hit one place in New Mexico, maybe. Yeah,
Maybe
just
2.
one. What's that
I think
one
it's
city
one.
in New Mexico?
You go through Pueblo. You go through if you go that way, you go south Colorado Springs, then Pueblo,
and then
into New Mexico.
Hit one place in New Mexico.
And then you cut over,
and then nothing until like you're almost to what, Amarillo?
Yep.
And then Amarillo.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a boring kind of drive sometimes.
It's boring. Yeah, Moose is.
You gotta listen to lots
Moose is
of
like,
podcasts.
I drove that. Fuck yeah, dude, it sucks, man. But it's kind of one of those things too. Like, if you're in a hurry to get somewhere, it sucks.
Yeah.
But if you're just exploring from it,
yeah, then it's super fun. Yeah.
Heath, yeah, you're driven from LA to El Paso. Yeah.
Look, I drove from San Antonio to El Paso. It's just as bad.
I was gonna say, like, when I left Miramar to go to Naval Air Station Dallas, which is Naval Air Station Dallas was closed and went to the Joint Reserve Base in Fort Worth, which I didn't know at the time. Anyway, So I left Miramar to go to Texas. And I made it to El Paso. I was like, fuck yeah. I'm like, dude, I made it like a day. I'm like, I'm in Texas, bro.
Yeah, until you have to realize you have to drive another 12 hours to get to Dallas,
it's
Fort
further
Worth.
it's further from El Paso to Fort Worth than it
is from California to freaking get there. Yeah.
Yep.
Texas is a lot.
I do, and this is Moose is right. I like the empty land, it's sky and earth. I do like that too. I don't hate it. I'm not trying. I mean, like, it's just if you just want to be where you're going,
you're not going to just get there.
No. And you just, no matter how fast you go, you just don't feel like you're getting anywhere. It's like swimming in quicksand.
Yeah.
And David Cunningham just said the worst thing. I would probably,
oh my God,
slit my wrist.
Would be pissed.
Rode on a bus from El Paso to Hood. Fuck.
I rode on a bus with nothing but other soldiers from Fort Leonard Wood to Fort Sam after basic training to AIT.
I'd rather shave my balls with a weed eater.
The most miserable bus ride in the world. It was awful.
Why does if it wasn't for the military, buses wouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah. Because they flew us to basic training because all of us were coming from different crazy places.
Yeah.
You get to basic and there's a shit ton of you going to the same AIT. They just throw you motherfuckers on a bus. It was
Dick
horrible.
just drove from Brookings to Des Moines, and there's a lot of corn. You know what? Yeah, fuck that, dude. Because that's my other option.
Did you get some?
Ooh, it is sweet corn. It's getting sweet corn time. But anyway, that's my other option is to go to like the middle of South Dakota and then south through like Nebraska and Kansas. Newsflash, even less through Nebraska and Kansas.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, sweet corn time here. We're a little bit behind because the winter held on a little bit longer, so we're not quite sweet corn time yet. But fuck, it's getting close. I'm excited. Imagine having a PTSD flashback while on those drives. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude, it sucks. But you know, my wife's the other end because she fucking loves that wide open and can't stand cities. Like she freaks out. Like driving through like downtown cities, she freaks out. So Dick said load it with butter and Creole seasoning, Fat Kid Paradise for sweet corn. I'll do you one better.
Make the Mexican street corn.
No.
You had to do that, right?
No.
So do the sweet corn and roast it on the cob.
No, I don't want that.
Then mayonnaise.
No, I don't want that.
And then the what you call it? The tahini.
I don't want that.
And the Mexican cheese. Oh my God, it's so good. I thought it was going to be disgusting, but let me tell you what, it's freaking amazing.
I've had it, but what I really want right now, because I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go very, very white person.
Oh,
very Midwestern white person. Okay.
What are you putting on it?
Margarine, not butter, margarine, because white people. Country crock. Fuck yeah, shed spread country crock. Fuck yeah, I even get the with extra calcium shit because my wife keeps breaking bones. Okay. Now, the ranch powder.
Oh. Yeah, and they sell it in a cool little shaker thing now.
Fucking ranch powder.
I'll have to try that. That sounds good.
I do like the Mexican corn. I do like what he's saying with like, I use Tony Chacheran's.
That's what my son uses. He loves that shit.
That's good.
I make smothered pork chops with the sweet corn and the Tonys. Oh, so good.
Plain boiled with butter? Not butter. Now, if you're going to be white about it, yeah.
No, it's got to be like a country crock or something. It's got to come in a tub, dude.
Yeah, Dick said that's what I use. He can't spell it, though. But, you know, honestly.
He ain't fucking with autocorrect.
Yep.
I cannot spell margarine. Country crock. Just
chicken sandwiches or navy beans and rice. Man, I don't know.
Navy beans and rice sounds good. Chicken sandwich. Chicken sandwich from where? Like we're talking homemade chicken sandwich?
You know,
or are we talking Whataburger chicken sandwich? Because Whataburger got some good chicken sandwiches.
You know where I've been craving chicken sandwich from?
Where?
Popeyes.
Oh, Popeyes does have a good chicken sandwich.
Their fucking chicken sandwich is good as shit. I had one like a week ago. They have one in Rapid, and I was like, I haven't had Popeyes for a while, so I got their fucking big ass jug of sweet tea and a fucking
Popeye's chicken
sandwich. That sounds good.
Do y'all have
fuck.
Zaxby's up there?
A what?
Zaxby's chicken?
That sounds made up.
No, it's not. And they have this amazing smothered French fries that has like Zaxby's chicken diced on top of it with like a ranch sauce and bacon, and it's fucking amazing.
Fucking David. I love the roadside vendors that sell sweet corn. Fuck yeah. The best sweet corn I've ever bought in my entire life was out of the trunk of a Chevy Impala. This dude pulled over at like a gas station.
That's like the road stop peach places here.
Oh my God.
Best peaches I ever got in the state of Texas were from the back of some guy's F-150. And he looked shady. And his wife was napping in the cab. And they had like 12 kids running around, but those were some damn good peaches.
And they usually have like a box full of puppies to give away or some shit.
They're like, oh, and by the way, if you don't want peaches, we've got dogs.
Ooh, Dick said they get a bed of a truck weekly. Nope, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to stumble upon the random corn people.
Random corn people in a Chevy Impala.
Well, especially like around here, because we have a bunch of like, we have some like yuppie farmers markets or some shit where it's like, look at these bracelets I made. Fuck your bracelets. Fuck you.
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm glad I'm going to Pennsylvania, because she lives in Amish area.
You know,
a heavy Amish area. And they all just have little fresh fruit, and it's like the honor system, and you just go grab and put your money in a little locked box, and there you go. And their veggies are so good.
Oh, who's that? I don't know. Why was it good? Tell me why it was good. I thought it was good as fuck. It was sweet. It was juicy. It was great corn. The fucking Amish. I'm mad at the Amish.
Why are we mad at the Amish?
Okay, so when I was a kid, I grew up there. Drakesville, it's just south of me. They have fucking Amish community down there, right? And they make furniture, all kinds of fun shit, right? Well, we used to buy like wood from them we had a wood burning furnace, right? Anyway, when I was home last year for my dad's retirement party, we went down to Amish country, right? Went to a bunch of their shops and shit. It's all fucking like made in China bullshit and like plastic chairs, and fuck you, Amish people. Bring back your fucking wood ass. I was gonna figure out a way.
Wanted the real stuff.
Yes, I wanted Adirondack chairs. You know those really nice wood Adirondack chairs?
We have like what they consider to be authentic Amish furniture place here in New Braunfels.
I bet if you look, it says made in China on it now. But these guys had
I've never been
made in fucking plastic. I'm like, fuck you. If I want plastic chairs, I'll get them off Amazon. No, I want
Walmart.
Yes, I was mad as fuck. And they had like the tin signs that were like, oh, powered by Ford. And then look back, made in China. No, motherfucker. I want like blankets and shit. I want the quilts that your wife made all winter underneath a fucking torch because you guys don't have light bulbs. You know what I mean?
And I want real shit.
Yes, I want real fucking Amish shit
brought in from some other country.
I want to trade you something for like wood. I want to trade you some eggs for some fucking firewood. That's what I want to do. That was amazing when I was a kid. We go and they had the slats, right? So they had their sawmill, but it was a steam powered sawmill, right?
Bastards.
And so they would sell like the round edges that they'd saw off. They're called slabs, right? They'd sell those slabs. It was a whole fucking giant truckload. We had a 3/4 ton pickup, and it would crush that pickup down. $5
because you got so much.
$5 fucking dollars.
Hey, Cos says you can just go to Cracker Barrel.
We don't have Cracker Barrel here, but you know what? I don't want those chairs. I can go to Baumgart's or Tractor Supply.
I'm in Pennsylvania,
I want the guy
with the Pennsylvania Dutch Amish. I will find a place that will ship you.
I don't want it now. You know what I did? I went and bought the plastic ones from fucking Walmart. I was fucking mad. I don't even want Amish. I don't even support the Amish. They're not even real Amish anymore.
You can hold a grudge like a toddler holds a piece of candy when they're running away from you.
Fuck yeah. I'm like the kid.
So pissed at the Amish.
I'm like the kid at the parade who got mad at the firefighters 2 years ago because they didn't throw me Tootsie Rolls, and I don't like firefighters. I'm the same way with Amish people.
Yeah.
Fuck them Amish.
Like I said,
they're not even real Amish. If you're gonna fucking, how can you do that? I want the kid with the draw knife.
Turn him into the Better Business Bureau.
The Better Amish Bureau or some shit.
Better Amish Business Bureau.
Tolerate running from youth camps, right? I'm fat as fuck. Old order Amish is the real Amish. Probably, yeah. I like real Amish.
Yeah.
But you know what? If
We
you're
want
gonna
the ones that still speak the old language, and when
but
they talk to you,
here's to me.
they have a strange accent,
If
and
you're
they don't
gonna
like their
if
picture
you're gonna
taken.
if these fools are gonna sell me a plastic piece of furniture, they might as well just drive a car.
Yeah.
They don't even need
Might
no
as well.
buggy. You're gonna sell me a plastic chair, you better be driving a car, motherfucker. Yeah. Tootsie
I
Rolls
bet he
are
had a
awesome.
cell phone. I bet they have a cell
Fucking
phone.
probably. Ooh, them cheating bastards. And then they were like selling like cast iron pans and shit. That they like just took out like the Lodge cast iron pan box and put like on their fuck you. I want real shit. I can get on Amazon and buy this shit for cheap,
I am
son.
sorry I brought up the Amish. I had no idea
Fuck
the
them
grudge
Amish.
you held against
Yes.
them. You have major Amish
You know,
anguish. I'm getting you a shirt made. Fuck the Amish.
I feel like
with a sad little broke down plastic chair next to
broke
a
down
buggy.
plastic chair and a fucking buggy with an engine in it. A
Right.
Tesla
Fuck
buggy.
the Amish.
Yeah. This buggy's a hybrid. Fuck you. Yeah,
I can
right? Fake
have
Amish
it.
is not cool. That's right.
No. That's what we'll get. Fake Amish is not cool. Oh,
Mexican
my Lord.
Mennonite community. So Dick said we were in a small town in Canada. We found our first Mexican restaurant, all white folk. Talking to them, it was a Mexican Mennonite community in Canada. Can't make this shit up. Fuck,
that's a new one.
We do. We don't have Mennonites here. We have what's the other one?
We do get Mennonites here
I don't
occasionally.
remember what
I've
they're called
seen
now.
some.
They are different than Mennonites. They are yeah, talking mad shit on the Amish because they don't have the internet. That's right. Fuck them Amish. These
Right. What are they
gonna
gonna
do? The plastic chair selling motherfuckers probably do have the internet. They're on
Yeah,
Tinder and
they're probably gonna like call somebody
What
about
was the
us
name of that? What
on
do we
their
have
cell
here?
phone that they're not supposed to have.
They sell chickens. Hutterites. We have Hutterites here. Like I don't know the
I don't
different.
think I've ever heard of that.
They're like a mix
They're like
of stuff.
Mennonite, Amish.
Yeah, they have different
Jewish,
sex. And they have
Catholic.
different levels. So like Mennonites and Hutterites can do things like drive cars, and I think they can have like some electricity. Like they can't have like TVs and shit, but they can have like light bulbs and like running water. You know, and they can have like a well pump or some shit, right?
They can have like certain amenities, but
Yup.
not like all. They're
But
like the Airbnb that's next to the good restaurant, but not really great quality.
Yeah,
Like that hotel you stayed
the
at.
hotel next to Whataburger or
Yeah,
next to
It wasn't a great hotel, but it was next to a great place.
I remember those black
Yeah,
iron
you're not allowed
skillets.
to.
Fuck yeah, black irons. I love cast iron skillets. I need to get one.
I have
need
a
to go get
ton of them. When my dad passed away, my mom didn't like to cook on them all, and she just gave me a ton of them.
Yep, Mennonites are
God.
like Amish first class.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Amish first class.
Or Mennonite
there
first
we
class.
go.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like bougie.
Yeah,
Bougie.
They're like
bougie.
They're like
bougie.
the Boulder Amish.
Bougie Amish.
Holly says she has her grandparents. Moose's wife makes. I love cornbread. Cornbread.
I
and
make a
chili sauce
cornbread
goes-
casserole.
Fuck yes.
That's like ground beef and rotel, and then you just cover it with the cornbread mix. Oh, also sweet corn.
Yep.
And then you cover it with the cornbread mix and bake it in the oven.
Sounds good
Oh,
as
it's so
fuck.
good.
We used to just take like wolf chili.
Yeah,
Like,
we've
like
done
a
that before
can of
too.
like the big wolf chili and put it in there, mix in with some corn, and then the cornbread stuff
Mhm.
on top. Yep, ham and beans over
Mhm.
cornbread's good as fuck too. I should eat more cornbread.
But right now, anything that goes in the oven, I'm not cooking because it's too flipping hot in
No,
the state.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Oh
It's
my God,
hot
it's
as
so
fuck
hot.
down there.
I am literally sitting in my house and it's probably 80 degrees in this bitch right now.
Holly says I sound like cornbread when I talk.
That's okay.
Hey, whatever.
The more I drink, the more country I sound. Don't feel
Moose
bad.
said his wife
I
makes the
hide
best
it
banana
really well on a
pudding.
daily
I love
basis.
banana pudding. I do love banana.
Oh, I love banana pudding too, and it's my son's favorite, so I make it every year for his birthday.
Dick's like
And
it's
he likes it
70.
with, like,
It's
the fresh
72 in
banana.
Iowa where Dick is. It's 65 degrees here.
Hey,
65
Dick,
and
don't
cloudy.
be a jerk.
65 and cloudy. And I still have my air conditioner on.
What is it? It is officially. Hold on, let me pull this bad boy up because I don't know what it is at this very moment, but I'm gonna find out.
Ooh, actually it's
It
77.
is right now 97 with a feels like, I don't even know why they say the other thing if it feels like something else. But it feels like 104.
Yeah, 77.
Feels like 104. Feels
Of
like.
course. David's like, it's 80 and breezy in Southern California. It's always 80 and breezy in Southern California. It's somewhere between 70 and 90 and breezy.
But where I'm going next week is gonna be
currently
nice.
101 at Fort Cavazos.
It's gonna be so nice next week where I'm going.
He said he's from Mississippi, so he sounds like turnip greens.
Oh, I'm so excited where I go next week. They're gonna have lows in the 60s. I'm so excited.
Oh, you're gonna have to like wear like a hoodie and stuff, aren't you?
I am. I'm gonna have to bring my winter duds, which is a hoodie, because that's
Dick's
all I
right.
have for winter.
Dick's right. He said, except at night, it's cold as balls at Pendleton at night. It is.
I'm cool with that. I like cold. I have no problem layering. I don't. I was also a heat casualty, so I get overheated really, really easy.
Okay, well, like today, I spent the morning out in the woods cutting, right? I drank like
outdoor doing activities.
I drank like a gallon of water today just in the morning just so I don't fucking die.
I do that not leaving my house. It's just hot here.
David Cunningham's right.
Too hot.
Greens with hot sauce sounds amazing. I do like greens.
Oh. I like greens with black-eyed peas.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Greens with
hot sauce. They call
sauce.
Hoppin' Johns.
Or
greens with black-eyed peas and stewed tomatoes. Oh my God, it's so good.
Or Brussels sprouts.
That's my
with
northern
a ton
family.
Of butter.
Oh.
Yep.
I like roasted Brussels sprouts with garlic and olive oil.
Asparagus wrapped in bacon with
Well, you had me at bacon.
Yep.
You had me at bacon. I mean, if you
Shawarma.
put bacon
Shawarma
on
sounds
it,
good.
it could be a sandal, and I'm probably gonna like it.
Tennessee Chow Hall. What's Tennessee Chow? Tennessee Chow Chow. What's Tennessee Chow Chow?
Yeah, what's Tennessee Chow Chow?
I'm in.
Yeah, fill me in. I need to know these things, Holly.
All we've talked about for like an hour is fucking fattening foods and Amish people.
Yeah, but that's okay, because fattening food makes me happy. And Amish people, I was an accident. I had no idea the grudge you held against the Amish. I did not know the Pandora's box I was opening when I talked about the Amish.
No,
I am so
you
sorry.
couldn't have. It's fine. It really is fine.
But now I know your hot button.
Amish people.
You ever want to get him to go off on a rant? Hey,
Dick's right.
Radar.
Amish, it is called the smoke pit. You know what? I feel so disingenuous by the Amish lately. So I don't want to.
Well, everybody out there's doing something a little shady these days. I'm telling you, people scamming people on the internet, pissing me off, all kinds of other crazy shit. Why not the Amish?
Fucking Amish.
If the Amish can't be honest, who the fuck is?
Right? Because they can't go around talking about how pious and shit they are and then fuck around and sell me a plastic chair. It's
from China.
Holly said it's a type of hot relish, and the South uses it in greens and beans. That sounds good.
And you said it's Tennessee Chow Chow?
Tennessee Chow Chow.
I'm going to have to ask my sister. My sister lives in Knoxville. She just moved there a couple months ago. I'm going to have her find that.
Is it something you make or something you buy from the store?
I'm messaging my sister right now. You need to find. Oh, and we found the Buc-ee's in Tennessee.
Yes.
And it is like 30 minutes from my sister's house. So when I go see her in September, guess who's going to the Tennessee Buc-ee's? You want a shirt from there? I'll get you a shirt from the Tennessee Buc-ee's.
Oh, I need to get your address. I have your shirt.
You do?
I do.
Oh,
I have
I'll
a shirt. I have a Black Hills shirt for you.
I will totally send it to you. But yeah, I'll get you. I'll get you a Tennessee Buc-ee's shirt. You can make it. Holly, you need to send the recipe to.
I already have it. I just looked it up. I Googled it.
Did you? Oh, you Googled it. Oh, I thought she said that there was. Well, you need to send that to me because now I need to know.
Which one's good, though? I still have your shirt in my bedroom, Dick. You're supposed to come pick it up.
Dick.
He said, I was going to make it out for the rally, he says. Yeah. He says that every year. Never comes out for the rally.
Fucker. Dick is not very reliable.
Mild. She said to get the mild one. What is Chow Chow made
He's like, now we're all obsessed.
Okay,
We all
I'll
need
look at this
Tennessee
later.
Choco.
I can't actually, like, I'm not gonna cook anything while I'm doing it. It happens with age. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Dick becomes less reliable with age. There's pills for that, sir. Anyways. Oh, well, I wanted to talk about something earlier. What was I want to talk about? Oh, getting catfished.
Oh.
You
Yeah,
have
the
a story
story
about getting catfished. Well, you didn't get catfished, but tell the catfish.
I didn't get somebody I know, and I'm not going to mention the name of the person that I know, but somebody I know got catfished recently, and I'm not a happy camper about it. And I just want to know our listeners' opinions on this shit. What the fuck is wrong with people? What? Why? What do people gain from this? What? I mean, I understand they think they're going to get money or they think they're going to get something monetary value out of it. But what the fuck? Why? Why? And I just think a lot of people out there are horrible. And maybe it's because I'm not a horrible person and I would never do that to someone else that I just don't understand it, but I don't get it. I don't understand it. It
Right.
makes zero sense to me. But you had a story you wanted to tell me something about, or you wanted to share something about the ex-wife?
Oh, yeah, we're talking about moving.
Yeah, that one.
So, okay, so when I was in Iraq, and this is not a radar only story, but when I was in Iraq, it turns out that my wife loved having sex, but not always with me. Right? One of those situations. And so when I got back, it turns out she was fucking her boss. Right?
Whose wife was?
Whose wife? Well, let me get to the story. Okay. So we mess around for a bit, trying to work things out. Doesn't work. And then so finally I was like, look, dude, you got to kind of, because I kind of had some, I understood. I didn't love it. I understood. And I was like, look, you can either stick with him or drop him. But I'm not playing this anymore. Because she was still trying to do that, have your cake and eat it too. Right?
Yeah.
And so she decided that she wanted a new guy. Right? Packs her shit, moves in with new guy.
Yeah.
Well, about what? It's about a month or so, month and a half after my ex. Well, actually, we're technically married, and these two guys show up. Two guys. Well, what happened was I found his wife, Messenger on Facebook. Facebook was still pretty new at the time. This is like 2009. Messenger, and I was like, hey, because turns out she was also in the service and deployed. She was a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force. So I am sitting here in my house. It's like a Saturday. These two guys pop in. Okay. Knock on my door. I was like, who the fuck are you? Right? I'm like in my fucking boxers. I answer my door. I'm like, what? And these two dudes, and like, I'm pretty sure they work for Tony Soprano. Okay? Because if you ever come up to where I'm at, you'll notice that most people don't drive cars. Most people drive Subarus or pickups or something, right? Very few cars. These guys were in a Lincoln Town car. Nobody around here drives a Lincoln Town car. Okay? And these guys are fucking nice. They're dressed nice, like professionals. Okay? Knock on the door. I'm like, yeah, what can I do for you? Are you radar? I'm like, yeah, I'm radar. Fucking real thick Italian accent. Turns out these guys, one of them is the brother and his buddy of the wife. Not my wife, but the guy's wife.
The guy's wife.
Jody's wife. Okay?
Yeah.
And they're real Italian and they're from Jersey and they are not a fan and they want to know where to find Jody and Radar's ex-wife at.
Oh, damn, it's getting spicy.
Yep. Because turns out Radar's ex is driving Lieutenant Colonel's Jeep and living in Lieutenant Colonel's house, fucking Lieutenant Colonel's husband in Lieutenant Colonel's bed. Lieutenant Colonel, who's stationed in Iraq or in Kuwait at the time, or Qatar, not a fan of this. Damn. So she sends her brother Tony and his buddy Tony, or Rocco. Yeah, Phil, bye-bye kneecaps. So they go and somehow, I don't want to know how, evict them from
Lieutenant Colonel's house.
From Lieutenant Colonel's house.
Yes! Woo!
And then, like the next day, I get a call. Hey, can I come stay at your house? No, bitch, you cannot stay at my house. Figure it out.
Whoops.
She didn't know. My ex-wife, wife at the time, didn't know he was married. He didn't divulge that fucking information.
Ah, but you found out.
I fucking internet sleuthing that shit, right?
Hell yeah. Good for you.
So they went from a lieutenant colonel's house just outside the Air Force Base to like this really shoddy fucking single wide trailer in like Belfouche, which is a fucking shithole redneck little town.
Consequences. Don't you hate those consequences? Bummer. Total bummer.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's kind of whatever. Sorry about it. And that was so that oof, God, it was fucking funny.
That's a good story.
Is that the dude that moved to Oklahoma? Yeah, Rich, it was. Yep. After they were there about 6 months in this fucking little shitty trailer, and they were going to get evicted because they hadn't paid rent in like 3 months. And yeah, her car blew up because they didn't know how to change the oil in it. He like changed the oil, but didn't didn't put oil on the filter, the oil ring. So like it all leaked all the oil out. Her car blew up. There's a whole lot
with that.
God, it was fucking funny. And then she got addicted to drugs, and then she died.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So, I mean, that last part was a big synopsis. There was many years.
Yeah.
Cheating does. And like I said, I understood. Right? I didn't like it, but I understood. That's tough.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah. But she made her choice.
She did make her choice. Well, you're cheating on me. Bitch, I'm in the artillery. At the time, combat arms was 100% dudes, right?
Who you cheating with?
Yeah. Who was I with? If I'm cheating on you, here, you have bigger things to worry about, dear.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
He might have left the old gasket on it. Teams. You know what he did? He blew up her car, Dick. I don't give a shit what he did. He might have left the old gasket on it. Dave said I should write a book. I fucking should write a book.
You and me both. We could have back to back both the dude side and the chick side.
You know what? I could
write a book. Let's talk about my first husband, my first ex-husband.
My first ex-husband.
And how he slept with his boss's wife. And then let's talk about my second ex-husband. He slept with. I can name less people he didn't sleep with than people he did. And while I was in the field,
multiple train wrecks. Yup.
Yeah, my second ex-husband came in the middle of the night after I had kicked him out, and he had moved back to Texas and took my kids from the babysitters while I was in the field. Mm-hmm. That was fun explaining to my chain of command. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dick, remember the girl that kicked me out of my own apartment in Texas? That girl was fun.
Oh, that sounds real fun.
Yep. Off Lost Wages Trail in Fort Worth.
Dang. There's some TikTok going around. A chick that works for like housing, and she does like these real life stories of things I've heard working in military housing, and it was literally a dependent calling to see how to get her husband, the service member, her ex-husband actually, because the divorce is finalized. Get her ex-husband out of housing where she was still living.
Yep.
And the lady was like, it doesn't work that way. And she's like, hold on, let me transfer you to somebody that can help you. And she transferred him to the MP station.
To the MPs, yeah. That was funny as shit.
It makes sense to me.
I wondered if that was made up though. I wonder. I don't know.
I don't know. Let me tell you what. I've heard some.
I am 100% sure that phone call has happened before, but I don't think it was. I think that was a dramatization of phone call that probably happens once a week.
Oh, I'll bet.
Honestly,
I'll bet.
Beyond somewhere between the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Army, and the Air Force, I'm sure that phone call happens on one active duty base somewhere in the DoD once a week.
Well, I had to make a phone call
out of base housing, bitches. You was a dependent, and you ain't a dependent no more. Bye, see ya.
And I had kind of sort of a same but different. We were living in housing. We were dual military.
Right.
He outranked me, but we were dual military. Children were mine. He had no legitimate dependents. He had no children.
Yep.
I asked to have him removed from housing and put in the barracks. They tried to tell me no because he outranked me. I said no. They said because the housing is for dependents, the service member and his dependents. And I said, well, I'm also the service member. The dependents are mine. He
Yep.
needs to go. He cheated. And I had to go through a big fucking bullshit.
Yep.
So there's crazy shit that happens. Sometimes housing is on your
Absolutely.
side. Sometimes they aren't.
It all
But
depends on how much
I
mold
know.
there is.
Yeah, true. True
Mhm.
story. Plus, I know lots of dependent females whose husbands have decided to leave them
Yep.
and just not go through the divorce and let them continue to stay and live in housing.
You know, I was gonna say I've known a couple cases like that too,
Oh,
where it's
yeah.
just like, you know what, fuck it, we're
They're like,
done.
I'm moving on. I don't want to deal with it. My chain of command knows we're getting a divorce, but
Ooh.
it's not finalized yet. So you just stay in housing and live.
David Cunningham
And
in here
yeah.
dropping truth bombs. Dependents from the Family Readiness Group run housing. That's fucking.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
No joke.
No shit. Oh,
It's crazy.
Housing is shady, but it's like the mafia with their properties. Fuck yeah. They might have Jody's ex-wife's brother and his buddy Tony fucking running that shit. God, they were fucking crazy. But yeah, so when I got out, okay, I was staying in Texas when I first got out of the Marine Corps. And I got this apartment, right? And I was dating this girl. We were mildly serious. I don't know. We've been together. For me at the time, couple months, mildly serious. Okay.
Yeah, mildly serious.
Well, so then when I first got out, I stayed with her for a couple weeks. I was like, when we got together, I was still in, right? I was living in the barracks with Dick and Junior. In the
Is
same
that where you
barracks.
set things on fire?
No, that's when we were living in the barracks. That's where Dick parked his Harley in the barracks room.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yep.
Okay.
So anyway, I get out. I stay with her for a few weeks, not even a month probably, and I was like, I need to get a place. So I went and got an apartment, right? I got a job. I was working full time. I did all the stuff when you get out of the military, right? And I got an apartment, and it was a pretty decent apartment. So my ex at the time, and we'd been together now for about 4 or 5 months, which for me at the time was quite a while. Okay, she gets her apartment, her lease is up, and her apartment was shady as fuck. Like it was like off Las Vegas Trail in Fort Worth. I don't know if you ever heard of Las Vegas Trail, but it's pretty shitty over there.
Okay.
Yep. And so anyway, so she moved into my apartment, put her on the lease, because I never really had an apartment like with somebody I liked, right? So I put her on the lease. I got all the shit. We're together, I don't know, not even a fucking month. And I still, to this day, I have no clue why we broke up. Not a clue. Not a fucking clue why I broke up. I'm sitting here. I got off work. I come home, and she worked at Chili's. So she got off work kind of late. She was a bartender at Chili's, which should have been my first fucking red flag. Anyway, so I'm sitting there. I got off work. I fuck crack a beer. I'm sitting on my couch watching TV or whatever. And she comes in, and she's like, I think you need to move out. I was like, what? No, I don't. She's like, yeah, I think you need to move out. I was like, I think you need to move out. It's my fucking apartment. She goes, no, I'm on the lease, and I think you need to move out. I was like, what? And she goes, she's like, I am going to go stay with my parents for a week and figure your shit out, be gone by the time I get back, or I'm having you evicted from this apartment. And I was like, what? Bitch, you can't do that. This is my apartment. So I called Dick. I'm like, dude, what do I do? He's like, I don't know. He's like, fuck it, let's get a place. Because he was still off duty. He was still in the barracks, and Junior was still in the barracks. And he's like, fuck it, let's just get a house, dude. Fuck that bitch. She wants an apartment that bad. Let's get somewhere cooler. And I was like, all right. So
you just moved out?
I just fucking grabbed my shit, moved out. I was like, fuck it then. If she wants this fucking, I mean, it was a nice apartment. It was a nice apartment. It was a real nice apartment. But and we lived. It was old base housing right outside of the old Ellsworth. It was.
Is that where you set the chair on fire?
That's where we set shit on fire. That's what I moved in with it.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
I like the setting shit on fire stories.
Yeah, the shit on fire and the blowgun stories. And I had like I had a pilot's.
Is that the firecrackers too?
Yep. I had a pilot's chair from a C-130 in our living room. Yeah, that house wasn't as nice as that apartment. It was not. But I had
But it was fun.
It was
more
fucking
fun
as shit. Fuck yeah, we had a yard. We had dogs. Nobody gave a shit. It was the old base housing for the Air Force Base, which turned into the Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base in Fort Worth.
Which for Junior apparently wasn't that great because he did not like y'all setting
He
shit
did
on
not
fire.
like the fire, but he did like having his broke down Blazer in our driveway, changing the engine. Him and Dick changed the engine, pulled an engine, and put a new one in using a fucking chain come along and the carport.
You guys are great.
They were fucking amazing. That
Man,
was so
don't you
fun.
wish you had like iPhones back then so you had video of all this
No,
crap?
I'm glad we didn't. Oh, no, sorry. It wasn't a chain hoist. It was a ratchet strap.
Oh, my God. Even I know better.
Hey, it worked.
I
It
don't
fucking worked.
No. Hey, oh, there you go. As long as it worked.
Yep. If I find
No
one more dart
no one
in
got
this
hurt. They all still have all their fingers.
If I find one more dart in a house, y'all are gone. We had blowguns. And we'd have like
Yeah, you told me about that.
And the fucking landlord would find darts in the neighbors' houses.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh, and the fucking retired Navy chief who huffed gasoline. I told that
Oh,
story,
yeah, the one
right?
that would walk. Yeah, that would just
Uh-huh.
walk by. And,
We would walk to the Casey's or Quick
Mhm.
Trip and
and
fucking
then just
get a
sit
gallon of
there
gas and
be huffing his gas.
huff a gallon of gas and smoke a pack of cigarettes every day.
See, my story's from Germany about the
his
guy doing
daughter.
a helicopter.
Oh, his 700-pound daughter that he was trying to hook us up with.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, God, those are good old days.
See, my stories in Germany pale in comparison. We were just playing strip poker and somebody was doing the helicopter.
Yeah,
You guys were setting shit
you
on
said
fire.
you had a hat rack.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he tried to convince someone to give him a hand job so that he could get a woody so he could use his pecker to hang his beret off of because he thought it was a good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
No one ever wore that beret again or that cowboy hat because later he
Or
put a cowboy hat.
Yeah. Oh, that gal, she came around the corner in that little Volkswagen Beetle dragging the chassis.
Fun times. Setting
Yup.
shit on fire and watching your neighbors get high on gasoline.
You
Great.
know, I mean, what else is there in life, really?
True story.
And I look at my kids who are going to college, and they're never going to have as much fun as we did. They're never going to. They're so lame.
Is that a bad thing that they're so lame?
Kind of.
Kind of. See, my kids are chill too. My kids are way chill. My kids
Like-
are very responsible. I'm not even sure some days they're mine. If they hadn't literally exited my body and I've had DNA testing done, not that kind of DNA testing. We did like the ancestry shit. Don't get me wrong.
I was
people.
like,
I mean,
I
we
was
know
like,
who
I was
their
like, they
parents are.
literally crawled their scaly way out of your vagina, and you're like, no, I need a DNA test. These motherfuckers, like, what?
I didn't, not that way. We didn't DNA test them for other reasons. Yeah, that sounded bad. But seriously, they're so good. I mean, I was a hell child.
I don't know what to think about
I
it
was a
because
lot.
I want my kids to experience life. I want my kids to enjoy life, right? I want my
Are
kids
they happy?
I don't know, maybe. They're fucking dumb.
I don't know.
They're so smart. My kids are so smart, but they're so fucking stupid.
So it's the whole we got real book smart, but we're not real common sense smart
Yup.
kind of thing. See, my kids are common sense smart. I
My
did
kids are
teach them
not.
that.
My kids are just like, okay, so
When you do this, I know there's a fun story coming about what one of them did.
one of them. Okay,
Well, that's okay. The 12-year-old grandson today, you know what he said?
Huh.
I know Opa is Uncle Austin and Mom and Uncle Lane's dad, but I couldn't figure out who their mom is. That child stared me in the eye and told me that.
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't know. Let's see. Your mom and your uncles, who are my children, you don't know who their mom is.
Phil says they're officer smart.
It took him a minute to go. Yeah, well, I mean, I know you're their mom, but like, I didn't know who their mom was. I didn't raise that one. I didn't raise that one. That one, he's a generation off.
Yep.
So
Oh.
tell me a
Okay.
story about what your children have done stupid.
So, well, my kid is doing fine. The one that's in Germany, he's doing fine.
Yeah.
But the next ones we have, the ones that are going to college, are just they fucking blow my mind with their level of like stuff.
Were these the ones that wanted to work, but only for like a little while?
Yeah, whatever. They're mostly working.
Okay.
I'm not gonna give a whole lot on their work and shit. But the other shit they do, like, okay, I love tattoos.
Yeah.
I am not in that camp where I think if you have a tattoo that you are incapable of doing a job. I think your ink has nothing to do with your workability. I will scream that from the rooftops of the day I die.
Yes. Yes.
Unfortunately, I am not the employer all the time.
No.
So this shirt's long enough. I have tattoos on my biceps and whatever, right? From like here up, I have tattoos on both arms. Okay. I don't have any that are visible in a short sleeve shirt. Some of my shorts maybe if I ride my motorcycle or something, but I digress. They're getting tattoos like right here on their arms. Just whatever. Yeah. Okay. But you didn't get a pickle wearing a cowboy hat that from 3 feet away looks like a giant dick.
Oh, no. No.
Okay.
I don't have one of those.
Yep,
No.
you're right. You can't judge a book by its cover. Now, that being said, some people do. And if you want to get a professional job, sometimes it's difficult to do so with tattoos that you can't cover up. So like hand tattoos, face tattoos, shit like that are fucking dumb, in my opinion.
But I didn't get these until I had already gotten out of the military and already knew that I was never going to work the type of job where I was going to ever have to worry about anybody giving a shit about this stuff. I'm 52.
Yep.
If I want to tattoo the tops of my eyelids,
18.
I will fucking do it.
You're not 18 trying to go to college to get a professional fucking job as like a music teacher.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know
on
if you
top of
need
that,
music
they're
teachers.
right now they're living in a camper. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they're home. We have an extra camper. That's where they're staying in for the summer. We just set it all up for them so that way they can get in, do their stuff. They have a little bit of privacy, whatever. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they decide, what does every camper need? And everyone who lives in a camper, what do they need?
Nice maker.
Cats.
Oh God, no, not in a camper. Cats have to have litter. Is it an indoor-outdoor kitty that doesn't need a box to
I
shit
haven't
in?
a clue. I haven't a clue. Do you know why I haven't a clue?
Because it's not your fault and not your problem.
It was never brought to my attention that I'm going to have kids living in my camper with their cats, who they just randomly went and got.
Oh.
They just went and so they found these people on Facebook. Then they're like, oh, well, this cat, we have to get rid of our cat. He doesn't like our dogs. Well, we have a house full of dogs.
Oh, shit.
So they can't even bring the fucking cat over. Last night, they're getting fucking golf ball size hail.
Oh, they had to leave their kitty unattended?
No, they stayed there because the cat was scared. Of course the cat's scared, living in a tin can, getting smacked by fucking hail. That's what I mean. Like, there's a disconnect between, like, reality and that lump 3 feet above their ass. My son has a tattoo that says skate fast, eat ass. That's hilarious. I wish it was down by the river in Fort instead of by the interstate. Those cats are going to be your problem come fall. Nope, they're going fucking to North Dakota with these cats. I don't give a shit. Because if those cats end up being my problem, they're going to be
barn kitties.
They're going to be, because what we have out there, we call it the shop or the property.
Where the chickens and stuff are?
Where the chickens and stuff are, right? And there's mice out there. There's a fucking ton of mice and voles and all kinds of shit. There's food for cats.
They'll be barn kitties.
They'll be barn kitties. Because they can go in and out of the shop. The shop's holy enough. They can get in and out of it. I'll put a cat door in if I have to. Yep. They're not going to be my problem. They will live with the shop. But and like I said, I'm not even against tattoos. I think tattoos are fine. I think not having tattoos is fine. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But fucking don't be dumb about it. And also, too, I learned this about tattoo. I got my first tattoo when I was 21 years old. I'm now 42 years old. And I know how much different my tattoo looks that I got 20 years ago.
I've had a couple covered up. My very first one at 21 has been covered up. It was covered up about 5 years ago because it did not age well.
Dick said we'll ask that question again in October. Absolutely. They'll either be in North Dakota with them or they will be shop cats.
Shop kitties.
We have 2 cats. One cat's going to the vet next week to get put down because he's like sick. He's the one that throws up more than he eats, and whatever. Do you get your first cat at 15 or your first tattoo at 15, Heath? Difference. And we have another cat who's cool. He lives with us. Anyway, the tattoo thing. Like, I don't know. I don't think I'd get a dick tattooed on my arm.
Yeah, not if it looked like a pecker.
So I say words to them. Like, we're trying to save. We don't have any money. Trying to save money. Trying to save money. Trying to save money. And then they take a fucking week off to go to Dickinson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what they're doing in Dickinson this week?
Spending money.
Getting tattoos.
Woo woo.
So I'm just like, I wonder what tattoo they're gonna come home with now. And I can't even get mad. I can only laugh. I can only laugh about it because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna get.
Yeah. Well,
Tattoos are expensive. They are. They're so expensive.
Yeah, I just got for my birthday. Where's it at? I can't hardly see. Here, my crab.
Mm-hmm.
That little bad boy right there costs $80. $80 for that little dude.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't gotten any more because there's so many I want. But I kind of have other things like, I don't know, a bazillion-dollar utility bill.
That's the other thing. I'm like, so last year, Mac, he's 20, and Matilda, his fiance, were freshmen at in Grand Forks at UND. My stepdaughter Tori is going up to UND as to be a freshman, but she did a semester.
She's gonna roomie, right?
She was going to roomie with them, but she did a semester here at Black Hill State. So she is technically a transfer student. She's not technically a freshman.
Yeah.
But Dick's like, I thought you said they didn't fucking have fun. No. They don't go have fun. They don't go die of alcohol poisoning in cornfields or fucking go mountain biking and doing fun shit like that. No, you know what they do? They play video games and board games.
And get tattoos.
And cats.
Well, that's what my son does. He plays video games. He's 28. He works full time. He works his ass off.
Dick said our parents
and he plays
probably
video
looked
games and gets tattoos.
Dick said our parents probably looked at us the way you're looking at yours right now, though I think your dad still does because he knows my dad, and he's right. My dad still looks at me like I'm fucking crazy.
Oh, my mom does every time she sees me.
Oh,
she saw the new tattoo and noticed that it was new, and I'm like, how did you even notice it was new? How can you tell when I get another one? She goes, because I didn't recognize it, because I know every time you get one of those things put on you. And I'm like, do you really? Because I have a duck and a dead goldfish on my ass. And she goes, well, of course I didn't know about those, but now I do. Great. Why would you do that? And I'm like,
Phil said,
because I want you to judge me.
Yeah.
I want you to judge me. That's why.
Phil said his sleeve and chest piece cost $2,100.
Yikes.
Believe it.
Well, probably all mine together cost a good $5,000-6,000, but I don't know. I mean, it's been over the years. I've had them all done.
David Cunningham hit the nail on the head. He goes, they asked their dad to borrow money. That is going to be one of the craziest fucking things my kids will do. I promise you that. My wife and I were talking about that today when we were talking about the dumb decisions our kids were making. Because I was like, I want to be in a position where I can do nice things for them.
Yeah.
Right?
We all do as parents.
We all, yeah. And I know there's been times in my life my parents have done amazing things for me. And my wife's the same way. My wife is like, well, like, what about when one of the kids is, they got 2 kids and they're struggling to get along and I can go buy them groceries? That's different. 100%. But right now,
for sure.
I watch my kids spending every fucking penny they're working all summer to make on magic cards and coffee and tattoos. And video and V-Bucks for video games or some shit, right?
Yeah.
So when they get up there, and I already told them I'm going to buy. We already have some shit in the garage, dishes and stuff. I'm going to buy them new beds when we get up there. I'm going to get on Amazon, and I already have the stuff picked out. When they get into their house, I'm going to order it and have it sent to their shit, right? So they're going to have bed frames and new beds and all that stuff. I already told them I was going to do that. But if they're going to blow all their fucking money on dumb shit, when they're like, well, I don't have any gas money, fucking walk. It's college town, buddy. Take the fucking bus. Walk.
Yeah, sorry.
They're touting this house because it's walking distance to campus. Guess you don't need fucking gas money.
You don't need gas money if you can walk to school.
Yep. You don't need money from
There you
McDonald's.
go.
There's fucking ramen. I'll get him with Dick, and he'll teach him how to fucking church up some ramen that's good as fuck. Dick makes good ramen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He said his neck and back was $1,000. Magic cards are this waste of money for some stupid game.
Oh,
Magic
the
the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering. Yeah, it's that weird
Ooh,
kind
yeah.
of D&D.
There were some
type
fun toys
game.
on Marketplace they could buy. Dick sent me some. I forgot to fucking do that. I'm so bad at life. We need to get back on that. If we find fun shit on Facebook Marketplace to share
Oh yeah.
our segment. Maybe
I
we'll
think
do
I
that next
sent you a
week.
couple of weird ass shit.
Yeah, but I get them like once a month. Drive your Fleetwood Cadillac. That's not my caddy. That was the it was a Lincoln Town car, the one from the previous story. I don't have a caddy. I won't buy another Chevy, actually. That's another story for another day.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is I told the story earlier about my wife breaking her foot or breaking her ankle.
Yeah, she did.
I was going to be done after an hour to take her some
But
crutches.
we got distracted.
Here it is, 7:40. So apparently we're not doing it. I spend money on my vintage car collection. I love that idea. I'm gonna start doing that. Actually, I have a out of the
I
shop.
spend money on my grandkids.
I'm gonna do
That's
both.
where my extra money. My extra money right now, honestly and seriously, I put enough aside that I can do some little mini vacays on my own because I love to travel, and then everything else just goes to my grandkids. Honestly,
yeah. I'm gonna
yeah,
try not to do that.
I enjoy it, and my daughter, she's got 3 kids, and she's doing okay, but until she's doing better. I like to do as much as I can. And it's like you said, it's as long as it's things that I'm doing that they need, they're necessities.
Yep.
I will not buy McDonald's for those babies. I am not giving you money to go to the gas station and get them a Slurpee. I am not, no. But if they need clothes, if
Mhm.
she needs diapers, if the water bill is a little bit higher this month and she doesn't quite have enough to cover it, I'm down.
Yep.
But I'm not going to buy you dumb shit. I'm
I-
not paying for y'all to do dumb shit.
I'm also kind of in a way, I get it. Sometimes, especially when you're first married, have a kid or two, like it can be tough.
Yeah,
I
and
get
where
it.
we live, it's not cheap.
No,
And
nowhere's
this summer
nowhere's
is
cheap anymore.
killing people. This summer is killing people in utility bills. I mean, just killing. I get it. If
Yep.
mine's going up, I know hers is going up.
And I
And
get it.
she doesn't make anywhere near what I make. So
But
I
if
don't mind
but here's
doing that.
but if you're trying, right? If they're trying,
Oh,
if they're
yeah.
like, you know what, hey, I'm working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. We're both
Mhm.
working full time.
Mhm.
Fucking daycare's killing us. Our bills are killing us.
Mhm.
We're starting out. We it's tough. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what? Hey, you know what? For Christmas, I'll cover your rent this month. Or
Yeah,
for
exactly.
some shit, absolutely. And I want to be able, but it's going to be really, really tough when they call in a month or two because they blew all their fucking money right now on dumb shit.
And they want something silly.
Or they just, hey, I'm out of money.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm broke. Can you guys? Nope. Fucking figure it out. Because I think one of the biggest problems we have as a society is we don't want them to fail.
Yeah, but
And-
if you do everything for them, they're gonna fail because they're
Yup.
not gonna know
And
how
they're
to do
going to
anything for
fail
themselves.
spectacularly. They're going to implode. They're going to be like that submarine that went to Titanic.
Yeah.
Where right now, not to be a shit, okay, but if they fall a little bit behind in their rent, when it's their 3 college-age kids, what the fuck's it matter? Pawn your TV or some shit, right?
Mm.
But when you got little grandbabies, when you got my little
Mhm.
grandbabies there, they ain't living in North Dakota with no heat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
My grandbabies ain't living in Texas in the summer without no air conditioning
yep.
or without no popsicles.
Tell the boy the porn is free and stay off OnlyFans. Wrong kid, but you were fucking absolutely right, Phil. Fucking kid
Or-
spends a whole paycheck on OnlyFans.
No,
but
stay
here-
off.
Here's,
Do the
I'm
opposite.
going to say
Have
this.
your own.
I'm going to
and
say
make
this.
money.
He looks like me, but skinny. He's not going to get any fucking wear.
People have weird kinks. Remember, we don't kink shame.
Are you on anything but YouTube? I am. We are on Facebook on so we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Kick is the new one we're on as well. Let me go to my Kick page. and I will.
Kick.
If you want to follow us, follow. This is the problem with Kick. Follow. This. Oh, hold on. It's trying to fucking do some shit here. Oh, hold on. It's trying to fucking do. It's getting me some. Oh.
Don't be confused, Anthony. I didn't know what Kick was either. Don't be confused.
So Kick is a
Don't be confused.
So Kick is a. Hold on, I need to turn it. It's fucking going crazy in my earballs now. Kick is a it's a streaming service, kind of like it's more for gamers and stuff, but it has podcasts on it too. Here is mine. I just put it in the chats for that. So that's for my show, for our show. Okay. There's different ones for the different shows. There's There's this one for the Smoke Pit. Then there's Sergeant's Time has one. Ice has two. One for Sergeant's Time, one for Monday edition, and then there's one for Friday Night Freedom. I believe the Sports Bar has one. I don't know if they have theirs set up yet. I believe they do, and Pop Culture Warrior has his as well. So Kick is a little bit different when we go live on U.S. Army WTF Moments and U.S. Army WTF Nation Radio. So when we do that on Facebook, all the shows go live on Facebook.
Yeah.
Now, for Kick, if you just subscribe to my Kick, you will only get notifications when the Smoke Pit comes on Wednesdays. You will not get notifications for Sergeant's Time on Mondays or...
yeah, you have to subscribe separately to each of the different shows that you want to get notifications for.
Yep. Now, and this is our first night being on Kick. This is our inaugural show on Kick. Ice's shows, I think, did 1 week on Kick. Pop Culture Warrior might have done 2. We were gone last week, so we didn't get on Kick last week. Then the week before, we first started, I believe around the 1st of July, it might have been right before that, that we started doing Kick. I had a little bit of trouble with it the first time because I didn't really know what I was doing. It's actually super easy to use. And you can stream video games on it. You can do some other stuff. I was trying to hook my Xbox up to it the other day. I was gonna, because I didn't have any followers yet. So I thought about just getting on there and popping on and see how it worked, but I don't know anything about it yet. So kind of like, think of it more like Discord. So
yeah,
it's very similar to Discord. But if you follow us on U.S. Army WTF Moments, you will get all of the updates from them, and every time we go live, you can do that too. Yep. Now, yeah, thanks for subbing to that too. By the way, I have no clue how it works. I'm just going to keep doing what I do on it. I might do some more stuff. I'm also trying to figure out how to do TikTok.
Yeah, we want to do some TikTok.
Yep.
Pop Culture's his page is so fantastic.
He is so much more. Two things.
He needs to give me a class.
He is so much more technically advanced than I for this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, he has more time than I do.
That's true. We have super jobs. He has.
So he has a cool job, but he has a little bit more. And I think he's just more naturally inclined. Him and Ice are better at this tech stuff than I am. But I really do. I might actually enlist my children. I'm trying to figure out a way.
Oh, there you go. See, I should get my son to help.
I'm trying to figure out a way. And I got showed a way, because we run off OBS, and I got shown a way how to record off OBS. But for some reason, my computer is not. It only records for like 10 minutes. So I don't know how to like get it and then edit it to make like a YouTube short or a TikTok.
Yeah, because TikToks are like 3 minutes long. But you can, if you can record a 10-minute slot of this, send it to me. I know how to edit it straight onto a TikTok. I could set up our TikTok and I can do that. Believe it or not, I know how to edit
TikToks.
Oh, I do. I know how to edit TikToks. I got me a TikTok. It's all my cats and dogs videos, but I can TikTok like a motherfucker.
Right. I cannot. That's kind of what I might try to do. You can pay to get subs. I've heard that too, and I don't.
I ain't paying nobody.
I don't care.
I ain't being paid. I ain't paying nobody.
We do get a lot of traffic from the web pages, and that might be something to do too if we're not getting a whole lot of traction. I don't know. Depends on how much it is. I might throw $5 at it, but. It's whatever.
I should call one of my old employees. She does that crap for a living. But she's always told me that she would help me with anything for free. And I should call her because that's what she went to college for, and that's like what she does is all
And
that
that's
kind of
actually
stuff.
what I thought about doing. I was taking some classes over at BH, doing some social media classes.
See, I was just talking to my son about that because we have like a West Side Community Center here that does like all those kind of things.
Yep. That might be
And
just
I
kind of
don't have a
fun.
life,
I
so
Mine's
now I don't
slimming
have a
down.
gym membership.
Ooh, start a Patreon. I've thought about that. You know what I also have been thinking about doing? Where did it go?
Where's your note about
My
merch?
my Jake's Big Log.
Were you thinking about doing merch?
Yeah, do the merch store. You see that?
That's been written since our first show in January, you jackass.
Still haven't done a merch, so
What's that? What's the shirt that Heath wants? What's it supposed to say?
your
Sorry about
mom.
it or
Sorry
something?
about it. You can buy the Sorry About It shirt from CQ's store yet.
At CQ's? Okay.
Yeah, from the Pop Culture Warrior store. PZ, what is your name on TikTok? I think he
What
means
is my name on
TZ.
TikTok? Oh,
There's
it's TZ WTF, I believe. Hold on, just a second.
I just
I don't have memory. I don't
I
have
can
much
look it
of a
up, too.
memory. Let me
We're
pull
on
it up right now.
We're so bad at this. We're on TikTok on our fucking let's see, friends. There you
Let's
are.
see, who am I?
Oh,
Who
oh,
am I?
that is not you.
Do you know who I am? Can you find me?
TZ, it's here. I'll put it in the chats.
There you go. You put it in the chat.
TEEZEER.
And it's like WTFNR, right?
Twitter is going places. I wonder that. I wonder what's going on
I
with
have Twitter too.
I don't. I do.
I do.
I do. Okay. And Phil, I feel so. Facebook has changed because you used to have everything just kind of marked into one. Now they have this like this creator studio and like what's that? The business studio or some shit. So all of our other pages are under like this business thing.
Yeah.
And so like, okay, I'm going to show this right now. But if it shows no little red dots for this is my messenger, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it used to have on message. It used to for your chats. It would have a little red dot if you had ones and say the different web, for like the nation, for the radio page or for the radar page or for Smoke Pit page.
Yeah.
I would get notifications that there was an email or a message going to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, David's right. There's so many ads on Facebook now too. We'll get to that in a second. But anyway, so now like people will message the radar page or message Smoke Pit. I don't get any notifications to it. I actually have to go in there and check it upon occasion. And I get in there and I see Phil sent me like four Facebook messages. Sorry about it, dude. I didn't mean to. Facebook
But I'm
ads.
so OCD. I check it whether it tells me if I have a message or not.
I need to get better at that. I've got so many. I've got this radio email. I've got 2 work emails. I've got my personal email. I'm trying to
streamline it all.
Yeah. Well, I'm also trying to redo my VA claim. There's some stuff I need to do for my VA claim. So that's taking up a lot of my free time getting stuff like that set up. And I've been doing a lot of charting with like my migraines. I get migraines real bad. And my blood pressure is like through the roof. Like my blood pressure, like I take it every day and my blood pressure is averaging like 150 to 160 over like 120.
Yeah. That's
crazy. It's pretty high. So, I mean, there's stuff like that I've been trying to work on to get my claim set up so that way I can hopefully get some money, basically.
Yeah, we're working on mine too, but
and I have too many kids, so if I get 100%, you do get Title 25 or whatever, Section 20 is Title 25 benefits, so it pays for college. If you're 100%,
oh yeah, that's
if you're
right.
100% P&T, it'll pay for your kid's college. I think it's Title 25.
Spanky would know. She knows that.
Yep.
Because I think her daughter gets college. I don't know. Ask her. Spanky knows things.
Yep, but there's some VA program title. I think it's Title 25 or something like that, and that you can get if you're 100% P&T, your kids get free college.
There you go.
So and then there's also things too. If you're 100% P&T in South Dakota, you don't got to pay property taxes. That's cool. Get disabled veteran license plates, and you can park in the front at Walmart.
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit about that much. I joke. I joke about that stuff, but as I get older, I fucking need some disabled veterans blades. But anyway, back to the story. So I'm working on my VA claim. What I really want is to get fucking hearing aids, and I want to figure out my blood pressure. And I'm pretty sure anybody who's not, I need a doctor to say it, but with my blood pressure being the way it is, that's probably what's causing my migraines.
Yes, more than likely.
So
You're right. It is.
I need to get a doctor to write that down, but that's what I'm
Part-
doing now.
Part,
I'm
of, the, part of the deal.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to figure out how to get a Nexus letter written without spending fucking $1,200. Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
So
Good luck with that.
yeah, no shit. I might just bite the bullet and pay $1,200 and do it. But anyway,
Mhm.
for those of you who don't know, I just checked out your kick, bro. Make it short and get some subs. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, man. What I would like to do, someone just asked me earlier about VA claims, and it was a friend of mine, and I want to put this out there for those of you who don't know my background. I was medically retired from the military. I was injured in Iraq, and then I had to do and they said, you're too fat. No, they didn't say I'm too fat. But anyway, they basically said that with my knee being the way it was, my back being the way it was, I couldn't do PT tests anymore. So if you can't pass a PT test at the time, the APFT, then they had to retire you, right? You had to be chaptered out.
Mhm.
So when I did that, I went through the combined rating system. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the combined rating system for the Army, like, okay, the migraines. We'll go back to migraines. I was diagnosed with migraines before I got out of the Army. Okay.
Yeah.
When they put it in, when they did my combined
They rated
rating,
you 0. Basically.
no, they didn't rate me for shit.
Oh, they didn't rate you.
They
for
didn't
shit?
service connect me for migraines because they said I didn't have a diagnosis. And I didn't know any of this. Okay, so when I got out, basically they told me, because it had been like 4 years of going through the process, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they basically said, if you appeal this, chances are you will lose your 60% rating.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
So
like,
somebody bullshitted you.
someone bullshitted me.
So you were like,
Somebody
I'm just
fucking
going to hold
lied
on to
me.
my 60 cents.
I'm holding on to my 60. I've got TRICARE for life. I'm retired. I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, when you fight something for 4 years and you finally get to a conclusion, and they say you can continue fighting, but you're probably going to lose what you did get,
Mm-hmm.
you don't fucking fight anymore. Well, then I was working in the same office as the VSO.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the main reasons I got out is I had 6 surgeries on my left knee, right? Well, I'm talking to him, and I'm like, I was saying something about being rated at 60%. He's like, are you 60% for your knee? I'm like, no, I'm at like 60% for PTSD. And then I have, you know, I'm rated for other stuff for my knee and I think my back or something. I'm like, I don't even know. He's like, well, I can look it up. And he pulls it up. He pulls it up. Well, what they put me in for, TBI with migraines.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I got blowed up. I should have had a TBI, right? But it was never in my record. It was never in there as a traumatic brain injury. Never in my VA record as traumatic brain injury. They just had migraines. I was just diagnosed with migraines. So I was never I was never technically diagnosed with TBI with migraines. I was just diagnosed with migraines. So they said I didn't have a diagnosis. So that's why I didn't get service connected for it.
Yeah.
So if you want to get service connected for something, you have to have a nexus, they call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know, you have to have something that connects whatever disability you have to your military service.
Mm-hmm.
So, or if you're diagnosed with something during your military service, say, you know, I don't know, you get lung cancer while you're in the Army. Well, they'll say that the Army caused your lung cancer probably. So here we'll pay for that now. But if you get lung cancer 10 years down the road, or high blood pressure 10 years down the road, or GERD, or whatever, if you're on
you
meds,
have to have something that ties back to it.
Yep. Say
Something going on.
One of the things for me is I have GERD or acid reflux, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the military give you a fuck ton of, especially if you have an orthopedic injury, Motrin.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the number one side effect of Motrin? GERD.
Yeah.
So if you can have a doctor write you a letter and say, here you go. Yep. We give him this much Motrin for this many years. Well, now he's got GERD. Of course he does, because this cause it's more likely than not that he got it from this. Then you can get paid for it. But if not,
Yeah.
Hearing. Okay. David Cunningham says you should have hearing as well. Absolutely. For two reasons. One, I was in artillery, and two, I was in helicopters. Right? If you were basically...
You got tinnitus, didn't you?
I have tinnitus. And
Yeah,
both
you
of
got
those,
rated for that?
both of those max rating, I'm service connected for hearing loss at 0%, and I'm connected for tinnitus for 10%.
Same.
But they won't do both.
Nope. It's one or the other.
Tinnitus is pretty easy to do. Suits, I looked into that, and I'm not going to go through all that work for a $7 check.
Yeah.
Sounds dumb. But hopefully everyone gets a ton of money from it, but I just don't see it happening from the 3M check. You know what I mean? Like, not to be
Who
a
knows?
dick.
If somebody does, maybe they'll be nice and gift me some of it.
Yep.
No, I'm joking.
All I really want out of the hearing loss stuff is I want hearing aids. I'm to the point where I really do need hearing aids.
Oh yeah, my kids and my grandkids keep telling me that just go get it checked, because you're rated at 0, but they will give you hearing aids because you're at least rated as service connected.
Yep. I have
So that's all
30%
I
hearing
care
loss in my left ear and 0 rating. Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, I have
I
way
think
more than
mine
3%
actually said
hearing
when
loss.
my 0% and the 0% part, it said something like hearing loss acceptable limits to VA or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's what mine says.
But you're still, even if you have a 0% rating, you can still get treated from the VA for that rating. So if you have something that they treat you, I feel like I'm giving a little class right now. So if you have something to chime in, absolutely. But if you have a 0, even if you have a problem, say GERD, high blood pressure, they go off your numbers, right? So if they can get it down to a certain number, they'll give you 0% for that. But then you're service connected for it, and then for the rest of your life, they will treat you for that. Even if you
Well, my right foot.
Yep.
Broke it in Egypt.
Yep.
Shattered it. Went through 5 separate surgeries.
Yep.
I've had it. I am service connected. I am rated 0.
Yep.
They said it wasn't that bad of an injury. I have had 5 surgeries on it, though. Now, however, it has gotten worse, and I'm having more problems with it. And it was related to my job, because I have to be on my feet all the time. So now they are I'm resubmitting to have that redone, because now I'm looking at a new surgery, but it's all because of that original injury that caused the issues that I'm having now. So now they're saying, oh, okay, well, let us reevaluate this. And instead of it being 0%, they will probably, hopefully, we'll see, up my percentage. Now I'm sitting at 90.
Right.
But I have also had my shoulder injury from the military got worse, and I've had to have surgery since I got out because it got worse. And I have had MRIs redone for both my neck injury that I'm service connected for and my back injury that I am service connected for. So we're just going to submit it all together at the same time and push it through. So hopefully when all that comes
something
through,
sticks enough to get from 90
something
to
will
100.
stick enough to put me from 90 to 100, and I'll be done.
That is a tough. I didn't realize
But I
how
went
much.
from 40.
Yep.
I originally, when I got out, was sitting at 40 and had to go back in and fight. And it took 3 years for me to go to from 40 to 90.
Right. It's tough. It's tough. And I feel like, okay, I'm going to say something that's probably not popular amongst the veteran community, but not
Some of the veteran community.
Not every veteran is 100% disabled.
No.
And so I understand they have all these guys that come in and try to get 100%, 100%. Dude, you didn't even fucking do anything. You went to USAREC and you were a recruiter for your career and you didn't do dick.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I mean?
can understand
not
if
to
you
be
did
shitty,
get
but
hurt.
So and some people, and this is kind of where I was at when I first got out, was I'm not. When they sent me to Fort Gordon, Georgia, and I was at the hospital there, right, and then the WTU there,
Because you were in an actual wounded.
I was in a wounded transition battalion with fucking dudes who were wounded, and I'm looking at dudes who fucking have their face burned off, And like my roommate there couldn't open a fucking can of beer because his hand was all fucked up, right? He was on a 50 cal mount, right? RPG hit it, shredded the fucking inside of his arms. That dude's 100% disabled.
Oh, yeah.
He can't even wipe his own ass. Like, he's 100% disabled. Someone like CQ, who's fucking was wounded hard, almost died several times, did die several times. He's 100%, right? Fucking people who have parachute malfunctions or fucking bad and actually broke a fuck ton of bones or in a bad way, they're 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could still, for the most part, do a lot of the things I wanted to do with my life. Right, I had to adjust some things. I couldn't run anymore. I had to watch what I was doing. But I'm not that disabled.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially when I first got out, I didn't think I was 100%. That's why I didn't try to get that stuff. And if I would have known the level of fucked up that they were at that time, I probably should have been 90 when I got out.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking
But
at,
they don't explain it to you.
they don't explain it to you, and this is
because
why
they don't want you to know, because they don't want you to get those things.
right. And
I hate to say that, but it's
they
true.
don't, because honestly, it's a fucking money thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If they gave every veteran that got out fucking what's 100% is like what, $4,000 a month ish,
Yeah.
depending
close.
on how many dependents you have and all that and everything. It can be it can be pretty fucking high. Figuring mine out with my 8 dependents, I only get paid for 7. But with the dependents I have, it's $5,100. It's 100%. That's fucking good money. And if you pay everyone who gets out, every fucking swinging dick veteran, $5,000 a month, it's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
And like Kaz said, a good hearing aid setup can cost thousands of dollars. So
even if you're
at 0%, the VA has to give you $1,000 worth of hearing aids or $5,000 worth of hearing aids.
Well, the amount of money they give to me for my sleep apnea stuff.
Yep.
I get special pillows. I get the whole setup. I get extra wiring and extra tubing, and it's all. I mean, this has to be thousands of dollars worth of equipment that they have sent me.
Yep. And
just so I can sleep at night.
Yep. And like Dave
and
said,
not snore.
His injuries are chronic and have gotten worse over the years. Mine have 100%. My knee has gotten considerably worse over the years. My blood pressure has gone up considerable amounts over the years. My hearing has gone down over the years. And
will continue to.
And my migraines have gotten worse, considerably worse over the last couple years. Like there's days I fucking have to leave work early and come home and lay in my fucking. I had to tonight. Yeah. I left work early and came home and I went in and we had some chainsaw stuff to do in the morning. I kind of started getting I get kind of blurry vision a little bit and I feel like shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I drank 2 gallons of water hoping they'd fucking knock it out. And then I had to go to work and do some time card stuff. And then I came home and I knew I had my show. So I took some Excedrin migraine and I fucking put a cold towel on my face and laid in my bedroom in the dark in the quiet. Until
the only reason
5:30.
I remember to take my medication every morning is because if I don't, I know I will have a migraine.
Yep.
And if I have a migraine, I can't work.
Yep.
Because I get the kind of migraines that are no noise, no light.
Yep.
No, people can't touch me. People can't talk to me. I mean, mine are debilitating.
Yep, mine are.
And so I know if I miss my meds, I'm fucked.
I'm not quite to the point where I don't need. They put me on a med I take every day, and it's kind of help.
But with the blood pressure, it's hard to tell with years.
Right. And what I think it's done, my blood pressure, like I said, I take it every day. And since they switched my blood pressure meds and it's gone down a little bit. What I was getting every day was a headache.
Mm-hmm.
And like once a week-ish, maybe twice a week, I was getting a migraine. I can't fucking, what are you talking about? Lock myself in my room, turn off all the lights and the noise and put a cold compress on my face. Try not to fucking die for a couple of hours, migraine.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So...
Since you've been on the meds, has that slacked off?
The daily ones, that kind of that daily, just kind of going around all day long, the throbbing headache, that's gone down a little bit. It's not gone.
That's good.
But it's gone down a little bit. So, I mean, whatever. Imitrex, I think that might be what they gave me. I don't know. I'm going to look.
Imitrex is can be used 2 different ways. It can be used as a preventative or as a daily.
Yeah, I take it daily.
Most of them put you on Topamax for a daily.
That might be what it is.
Is it a teeny tiny little pill?
Yep.
Topamax.
Okay.
Topamax is a daily preventative, and that's what I take. But
Heath was 6'1" before he went in the 82nd and came out 5'8". Yeah, that's right, dude. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was 5'10" when I went in, and I'm barely like 5'8 3/4 now. It's sad. My
That's
back
what
and my
I mean.
neck are so
Back
jacked.
is so fucked. But
Well, let's not talk about my
I
feet.
look at all these things and I'm just like, but then I look at dudes like, I said when I first got out, I didn't feel like I was that bad, and now I
Well,
struggle
plus when we look
every
at
day.
people that are obviously 100% disabled, we do you not feel a little like, how can I consider myself disabled when look, they're disabled.
Yep.
I am able-bodied. How can
Yup.
I consider? I had to get myself out of that mindset, and I
Yep.
had a really great VSO that helped me with that.
Right.
She said, "Not everybody is disabled the same. Not everybody's injuries are the same. What you did in the service, you can never compare what you did in the service, what work you did, what injuries you had, what your body went through to someone who got blown up because it's never gonna sit the same.
Right.
Your 100% is different than their 100% because you're rated differently because of what your injuries are and your issues versus theirs. So
Right.
she said, just stop that. Just quit doing that. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to them. It's just something you're going to have to retrain your brain about. And it took a long time. It took a really long time, which is why I sat at 40% for forever because I didn't want to do more.
Well, and
But she made me basically. And I'm glad she did because it's helped.
I think a big thing people do too is we just power through it. How many times through basic training, AIT or boot camp and A school or whatever you fucking did, hey, power through it. Are you hurt or are you injured? There's a fucking difference. And I understand that.
Yeah. Are
And-
you in pain or are you broke?
Yep. And so we fight that a little bit. We fight that within ourselves, and we don't go to medical. Sometimes they don't fucking let
still
you.
Don't.
Sometimes they don't
I get in
fucking.
trouble.
I fucking don't.
I get in trouble with my VA doc all the time because I'll come in for my yearly and he's like, "So, I'm guessing nothing else is going on with you because I haven't seen you in a year." And I'm like, "Well, I have a list." And he goes, "Well, how long has this been bothering you?"
Yep.
"Well, a couple months, but I didn't want to bother you guys. You have so much other shit going on with other people that are." No, you have to stop that.
Yep.
When it's that's what we're here for. Come and see us when it's bothering you. Quit putting this shit off and only coming in on your yearly.
Yep.
He's like, "Come in, call us, get an appointment." And I'm just okay. I still kind of don't, but okay.
You know what has gotten me kind of on this train? About 3-4 months ago, my wife was just like, "Fucking do something about it or shut up."
Yeah.
If you're not going to fucking do anything about it, shut
I like
up.
your wife a lot.
She's awesome. And I fucking love her to death. But like I said, it took her saying do something or shut up about it for me to do something about it. Like I just come home. I can't even fucking, when I get out of bed in the morning, I can't even put my own socks on because my back hurts so bad. Right?
Good for her.
And she's like, fucking do something about it or shut up about it.
Yeah.
I have a friend who was sexually assaulted in the military, and that is 100%, and she deserves it. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And you know what? Mental health is so, oh my God. I feel like mental health is one of those things that should be compensated to the highest levels, but we also have so many people who get out and claim mental health issues that maybe shouldn't get them. Does that make sense? Like
That's
I think
why everything's a case by case basis.
absolutely, but I feel
hard.
like, and I've heard, PTSD is one of these words I hate. I've gotten to the point where I hate it because like it's become so nonchalant. People same with migraine. Every time my kids have a medium headache, I have a migraine. No, motherfucker, I have migraines. You're sitting on the couch. Put your glasses on. You know what I mean?
It's funny you say that. My grandson wiped out on a sidewalk yesterday, and today he is limping around like he died. His knee has a scrape on it.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, stop. You are not freaking dying. That is nothing. You are fine.
Right.
Put a Band-Aid on it. Oh, inside it hurts. I can barely bend my knee. Can you help me put my shoe on? No, the fuck I can't. You're 12, dude.
Right.
Put your shoe on. It's a scratch.
But like my kids will fucking turn around and do something. I can't. It gives me PTSD about it, motherfucker. It does not. You don't like taking the garbage out, but you don't get PTSD from taking the fucking garbage out. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just gets fucking used. That term gets used. It's. Do I say cheapened it? I don't know if it's cheapened it. But there's like I want to erase the stigma of mental health. One of the things I've really wanted to do since the day I started doing this fucking show, we're working for WTF Nation Radio. One of the things that one of my little goals has been to help get rid of the stigma for mental health. I think if you need mental health help, you should go. And I am 100% a proponent of people who have mental health issues getting the help they need and not fucking judging them, not doing everything I can to support them, because I firmly believe that the mental health programs in this country need overhauled, and everyone needs to be on board with that. And it's not just for the military, it's for everybody. It's for my daughters who lost their moms when they were fucking 9 and 10 years old. My for watching my other friend who's fucking, brother died, or his fucking kids got to grow up without a dad, or people that have lost kids and now they, their brothers have to grow up without their brother there. Like there are mental health issues in this country that have nothing to do with the military or being sexually assaulted. And everyone needs to be okay with being okay.
Yeah. But I do hate when people use that acronym inappropriately.
Yep.
That does piss me off.
Yep.
When they just throw it around for everything.
Yep. Oh, they fucking losing a video. This is giving me PTSD. Motherfucker, you lost a game of Fortnite. Fuck's the matter? Fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
learn what it actually is. Learn about the diagnosis.
Yep. I can't say certain words anymore.
And the same goes for the opposite.
Absolutely.
For the people who get pissed when someone says, "Hey, I was in a car accident with my aunt and she was driving and she passed and I survived and I have PTSD." And someone goes, "You didn't fight for our country. You don't have PTSD." And it's like, okay, hold on. The military also has not cornered the market on PTSD.
Nope.
PTSD is from traumatic injury or incident or what. It's not just military related, not just police and service members and nurses, and not just those people get PTSD.
Right.
That pisses me off just as much as the other side.
I have a really good friend of mine. He was driving his Jeep, rolled it, and his sister was in it. She died, and he has probably one of the worst cases of PTSD of anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he was never in the service. That dude had to sit there and fucking and
deal with that.
In all fairness, okay, so he was drunk, which he shouldn't have been. But then
but that doesn't matter. That's not going to subside the fact that the PTSD is there.
Right. Well, and so when that all went down, right? He got arrested and charged for DUI, and got sent to prison for 3 years for manslaughter, vehicular homicide.
Yeah. Yep.
And nothing they could do to him in prison
is worse than what he could do to himself or think about himself.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean? Like, not to be a dick, and do I think people who fucking kill people doing drunk driving such should get fucking in trouble? Absolutely. I 100% do. But I promise you that
he did his time.
He did his time, and that dude is and I like the guy. I loved his sister. I adored his sister. She was one of my favorite people in the world.
He is going to be fucked up till the day he dies.
Absolutely.
And if he wasn't, then there was something wrong with him. If it didn't kill him.
I have an ex-friend that got out of the National Guard for being in Iraq for 2 weeks because he fell out of a vehicle accidentally and injured his knee. He was medically retired, then murdered his own son with a shotgun and claimed PTSD. Yeah, fuck that.
Didn't we just have this talk a little bit ago about my ex-husband?
Yep.
Yeah. So let me give you guys a little personal story. My ex-husband was abusive. He was a service member. I left him after the one and only time he hit me. And then he moved on to someone else who he did worse than he did me. And he ended up in prison for it. And he tried to get them to switch his case from a civilian case to a military case, to a military court, because he tried to claim traumatic brain injury and that he did what he did because of an injury he sustained while he was in the military. Well, the lawyer luckily didn't fall for it and did enough of their research to find out that he did not have traumatic brain injury and he did not have issues that were stemming from the military. But yeah, he tried to claim that he did what he did because of the military. So yeah, it happens and it's bullshit. You can't be using your military service to get you out of a crime that you obviously freaking committed willfully, knowingly, and then just try and back out because you supposedly have some issue. I think that's bullshit. If you truly and honestly and seriously have something, fine, get it. I understand. But this man did not have a traumatic brain injury. He did not have PTSD. That was not his problem. He was just a dick. So, yeah.
Well, and I don't think I am not a fan of using whatever is wrong with you mentally as a right to harm someone else.
No.
I'm
That's
sorry.
never an excuse for a
even
right or
even if
a get
even
out of
like
jail
if
free
this dude
card.
even if this dude had legit PTSD, and maybe he did, maybe he fucking had saw some horrendous stuff in his life. Maybe it wasn't even in Iraq. It was something he got. Whatever. Doesn't give you the right to fucking murder somebody. Doesn't.
No, you still get to do your time.
He
Maybe it's in a mental hospital,
Holly
but
Veach
you
says
still do
she
time.
got that regular when she tells people she has PTSD because she's a civilian. That kind of retort that you weren't in the military. Yep, those
That's
fucking
stupid.
vet bro bullshit. Fucking hate those
That's
dudes.
stupid.
But absolutely, dude. I don't know. Like, and this is where it's such a duality. 'Cause to me, if you fucking, especially if you hurt a kid,
Mm-hmm.
as much as my kids piss me off, even my teenagers and my ones who are going to college, really, they haven't done anything to hurt anybody yet. They're still young. They have a whole life ahead of them. They haven't done a whole lot. I mean, do I think they're doing dumb shit? Absolutely. But are they fucking hurting anybody? Not really. They might be fucking themselves in the long run. But when you have little kids, I think of like my 7-year-old daughter. She's done nothing in her life to hurt anybody. I still very much believe most children, because there are the fucking sociopaths. Let's be honest. They're the ones who fucking. There are some who like skin cats and shit like that when they're fucking 5. We're not talking about those kids. We're talking about the other 99.9% of children in the United States.
Regular old everyday children's.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what race they are. It doesn't matter what background they have, or religion, or financial backing, or whatever category you want to put kids in because they're bad kids. No, I think at 5, 6, 7. Even up to about 10 years old, there's really no bad kids.
Not truly.
Not truly bad kids. They're
they
might do dumb shit, and they might be put into situations where they're forced as children to make very adult decisions, and may screw those up. I'm not saying that there's not accidents that happen or whatever. Most of those dudes and that are kind of labeled as bad kids, they're just in a bad situation or doing their best, and they're really innocent. They don't want to hurt anybody, and that's not their intent. You know what I mean? So you have to, there's a certain amount of innocence there, and you can't assault or do something to a kid that age, because you just can't. It doesn't matter how fucked up you are. I'm sorry. Like those people that like drown their own kids and shit. Like, I have no sympathy for them. I feel so badly for their kids, because like kids, as fucked up as kids can be, and as fucked up as situations as kids can be in, like some little kid in fucking Afghanistan whose house we bombed, he might have been the next fucking Gandhi or some shit. You know what I mean? He might have been the next Einstein. He might have been the next Elon fucking Musk. You don't know. You don't know. These kids, and you have kids who are born into poverty. Socioeconomic problems are, in my opinion, worse than racism. You know what I mean?
A lot of times.
If you go to some of the poorest parts of the country, you're gonna see poor whites, poor blacks, poor Hispanics, all fucking together, dude. You know what I mean? That's not racism.
Poor does not discriminate.
Poor does not discriminate.
No.
Poor does not discriminate. And if
we
you're
had the
born into
government
that,
cheese when I was a kid, so
fuck, so did
I'm
we.
just saying.
So did we. And that does not. It shouldn't be a sort of death sentence for a kid,
No,
right?
it shouldn't.
But how do you do that? How do you rescue them? You can't rescue everybody. Can't. It's just not the way of it. You just can't.
No.
So
Do the best with those that you can.
But you know what you can do? Not fucking assault or murder them.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry about it. If you decide that's what you want to do, then you are a fucked up person, and I cannot, no matter which way you want to assault them. There's multiple ways to assault them, and I don't think any of them are okay. So, not kids. Like,
Aw, Heath. That's so sweet.
awesome. Yeah. Good.
Heath says, my son just came out. He's 22. I told him I love him and that it doesn't change anything for us as long as he's happy.
Absolutely.
That is awesome.
Yep.
That is great.
100%.
That is so awesome.
Now, you know what I don't agree with, though? Kids coming out when they're like 5. That's a different situation.
A 5-year-old, I don't think a 5-year-old.
I don't think a 5-year-old would be having sex with anybody. But absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? And I've had
I think my daughter told me she was bisexual when she was about 17.
Not my oldest son, my wife's oldest son has kind of been on the fence with that. He actually works for the is it the Gay Pride Alliance or something like that for his college. And
cool.
like works the drag shows and stuff. He's fucking great. I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you know what I mean? To each their own too. I just want everybody to live their life and be happy. I'm very libertarian. We haven't really talked about politics much on this channel. I'm very libertarian.
No, we don't do a lot of politics.
I'm very much live and let live. And it's not my job to tell you how to live. Just don't hurt anybody else when you do it. That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? If you want to do drugs, cool. Just don't fucking hurt anybody else. And I can tell you right now, I can think of very few people in that I know that have seen more death and people really hurt by drugs than I have. My first ex-wife is now dead from drugs, and my son was taken away from her when he was 13 because of her drug use. My daughters are, their birthdays are March 22nd, March 30th. Their mom overdosed on March 26th. And I had to sit in a hospital with my then 9-year-old daughter bawling her eyes out because her mom wasn't going to be alive for her 10th birthday. And that's all she cared about.
Yeah.
And I still think, I still don't think drugs are bad. They were on, honestly, the drugs they were on was stuff you get from the fucking doctor. I'd be dick, but they both died of opioids. So, but what I am going to say is when you do shit like that, just keep your fucking kids out of it. You want to be fucking drunk, you want to fucking do drugs, do dumb shit, that's fine. Don't fucking hurt your kids doing it. It's not worth it to them. They don't deserve that shit. But I just don't understand. I don't understand it, but what I also don't understand is like how people can sit there. I saw both of them struggle with their addictions. I know how fucking tough it is to kick shit like that. I've watched people through my work.
Mm-hmm.
I have a guy right now I'm probably going to have to fire because he was sober for 3 years and now he's back on the shit. And he hasn't showed up to work for a fucking week. Hell of a worker. Smart guy, great guy, veteran. Love him. He's a good kid. But if he can't stay off the smack.
Well, and I know a lot of people will probably disagree with this, and some people may not like what I'm about to say, and I honestly don't give a fuck because I really don't give a fuck about a lot of shit, but it is a disease. It's a disease. And anybody that says, oh, you can just stop anytime you want, or, well, it was your choice the first time. Well, you're right. The first time it was a choice.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it's not a choice anymore. It's a disease. It alters your brain chemistry, and it is now elevated to a disease.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's hard.
Yep. It's super
a
hard.
daily struggle, and I've watched many people fight it. I worked in the medical field for years and years and years, and I have friends who have fought it, and it's not fun, and it's a disease.
I don't know the different terminology compared to, and maybe you can help with this because you have more of a medical background than I, but the difference between like a disease and an illness. Because like from my experience with the people in my life who've I've been close to enough to know the whole background, know the whole story, know all of the things about the ins and outs of it, that it's almost more self-medication and a mental illness. and they
I
didn't.
think it would be more classified that way.
You know what I mean?
Mental disease.
As a mental disease or a mental
mental disease or defect
Yep.
versus
Mhm.
an actual bodily illness.
Right. Because I look at we talked about Megan earlier about her running away with the dude, and then she had some problems with her lady bits, and then she had a hysterectomy, and then that's when she got hooked on opioids.
Yeah.
And
It's easy.
but I will say this with her life was so fucked before that happened, because there was a time there where she was with the dude that she left me for was super abusive, and abused her and the girls and his kid, and it was like the whole thing was a bad fucking situation. And I think more than she got hooked on the opioids because they were so powerful, she got hooked on the opioids because they gave her a release from the reality she was in, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what happens with a lot of veterans.
Absolutely. That's what's happening with this dude.
Yeah, you get out of the military and you no longer have that life.
Yep.
And you no longer have that camaraderie. You don't have that discipline. You don't have someone telling you every day what time to get up, where to go, what to do. As much as we bitch and complain about it when we're in.
Yep.
I mean, seriously, it's a very controlled environment.
Yep.
You get out, you can't quite adjust to being a civilian or being in civilian life because you don't have that same discipline and you don't know how to self-discipline.
Right.
And little things start to snowball. And so you want to deal with it, but you've already been conditioned not to go seek mental health. So it's so much easier to just take a little something to take the edge off, take a little something more to take the edge off, or you have a pain here and a pain there. But again, conditioned not to go get the help, not to go ask somebody for something, not to go on sick call, not to do whatever. And it's so much easier to just get something just to take the edge off. And the next thing you know, that edge is a bit bigger and a bit taller. And it takes a little bit more to get that edge off. And your reality is scarier than the drugs.
Yep, absolutely.
And so that brain chemistry is telling you, but this makes you feel good. And this makes all the bad stuff go away. And then you just need more of it and more of it. So I think you're 100% correct. It is a mental disease or defect.
Yep.
And I believe when you look it up in the books for
Yeah.
when they're doing their coding and everything, it does fall under a psychological mental disease or defect. It doesn't fall as like an illness.
Well,
type
I think I think there's something more there than just a fucking choice to do drugs. I really do. I understand addiction's a problem.
Oh yeah,
but I understand the kind of, and this is where I'm in a gray zone for me, because like I see the people who like, I have cancer, I have a disease. That motherfucker doesn't have a disease like I have a disease.
Yeah.
And so I understand that disconnect when people are like, well, if it's a disease and they have a disease, they need to fight it. And so people kind of they dismiss it like it's not a fight. Right.
You dismiss what you don't understand.
Exactly. Because when you see
it, you don't understand it. You don't understand it, you fight it.
Well, and like my sister-in-law right now, she's a horrible drunk. Okay. And she doesn't do any other drugs. She just drinks, but she's done drunk her life away. Like honestly, I have to, whenever I get I don't want to even see her. I won't talk to her. But I look at like people who have, one of the guys I work with has prostate cancer, going through treatment. He's lost a bunch of weight, lost his hair. He, is sick. He has cancer and he's doing everything he can to beat that cancer. Right. And then I look at my sister-in-law who weighs about 85 pounds and is just a wasting away as a person because all she does is drink. I don't think she's actually eaten a real meal in probably months. Like she's wasting herself away. So it's hard to see her in that state and be as sympathetic as I am for the dude who's got prostate cancer.
Because she's picking up that alcohol on her own and putting it in her body.
But I also know from working with people who have addiction problems that it's not as simple as like, we'll just put down the fucking booze and eat a sandwich. It's not that easy. And I understand that. And I'm compassionate with it. I try to be compassionate with her. She's done some things. Hard. She's done some things in her disease that I don't associate with her. Some of the things she said and accusations she's made against people to get attention, because all attention seeking behavior because it's mental illness. Right.
Oh yeah.
So I get that. But so it's tough. But like I said, it's easier to give that sympathy and be sympathetic to somebody whom you know didn't choose that. So no one chose to get cancer. I know that she didn't choose to go down the path she's on, but not everybody recognizes that.
Oh yeah.
And I think like this dude I'm working with right now, he was clean for a long time. He's had some problems over the last couple of months. He hasn't been able to see his kids, and now he's got hit with like a fucking ton of child support. Dude's getting fucked. I understand that.
So instead of dealing with reality, he's
now
went to what he knew.
And he got this girlfriend who's kind of shady anyway, and now dude's MIA for a week. You know what I mean? So I get it. It's tough, and you can watch the train wreck happening. Right? You can watch the disconnect and you can watch the problem, and you're like, man, please don't do it, dude. Don't just, and that's why I keep checking my phone, because I messaged him earlier. I'm like, dude, you need to get a hold of me. We need to fucking straighten some shit out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I as a boss, I would be like, take care of your shit. If you need a week off work, dude, take a week. Get your shit handled. The other day, he's like, hey, I need to get a hold of this lawyer. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to da. Because he's a disabled veteran. He's got some PTSD issues.
He's got to keep in contact with you as a boss.
And that was a week ago. And I'm just, I'm more worried about the dude as a person, not even as an employee. Because at the end of the day, I don't give a shit if he works for me or not.
But you want to make sure he's okay.
I want to make sure he's okay. As a veteran, as a dude I give a shit about a little bit. Like I said, dude's a disabled veteran. He's had his own struggles. I want to make sure he survives this.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's also a grown-ass man. I can't make him fucking call me. I can't make him text me. I can't make him put the bottle down. So
nope, you sure can't.
Heath, I want to
do it themselves.
I want to get with what Heath was saying. He said his dad was an electrical engineer and was injured offshore in an oil rig. He never kicked the pills after that. He just kept getting more and more. He went from making $185K in 1990 to beaten to death in a crack house.
Yeah,
and that's not I'm sure that's not the first story like that. And that sucks. Sucks. And I don't know how old Heath was when that all happened, if that was in 1990.
Well, he's 50 now.
So,
Remember,
I mean,
he's 50 and well fit.
Yeah, so he was
Best
just a kid.
Of his life.
Not just, I say just a kid, but so he was what, probably, if he was 50, so let's see, I was born in 80. So he's like 10 years older than I am. So he was like 20, he was like, what, 20-ish when that happened? 18, 20 years old? That sucks. Like you don't want to like lose your dad when you're 18, 19, 20 years old. I get that.
I mean,
sucks.
I lost my dad to cancer when I was 16, but it's no less
traumatic,
hurtful or traumatic than him losing his dad that way.
Yeah.
At 18, 19, I mean, it's losing the parent, the way they lost him, and to lose him that way and to go down the road that he went down because, he was injured.
Yep.
And got hooked on pills.
Yep.
And couldn't kick it.
Right.
It sucks.
Well, and Misty, my first wife, Jimmy's mom.
Yeah.
She got on the pills because she had a some sort of like weight loss surgery, whether it was a lap band or gastric bypass or something. She had one of those surgeries.
Mm-hmm. Did she have complications?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that particularly, but I do know
that's where it
stemmed. So it might have been just here's a couple pills. Like when you have a surgery, they're like here's a couple pills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might have came from that. But again, too, the dude she was with at the time was not as abusive as Mike was, as Jody. He was pretty fucking abusive. The dude she was married to at the time, he was active duty at Fort Riley, and he was kind of struggling with some PTSD stuff too. He'd had a couple deployments under his belt. He wasn't as bad as some people, but he was still bad. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't beating the shit out of her, but he was pretty fucking abusive and he was real short tempered and everyone
And when you're trying to escape that reality and you're trying to deal with things, the pills help.
Absolutely.
I'm sure.
Absolutely they do. He said it's just an escape. And
Yeah,
some people
exactly.
don't have to get a surgery and get on pills to want to escape. Some people just drink.
Yeah.
And this
And
is
then other people do the opposite. Other people will turn to the gym. Other
Yep.
people, I mean, everybody
turn to the
has
gym.
their own
They'll,
addiction.
yep, absolutely. Everybody has
Some people
something.
spend money. Some people, just it is what it is.
Some people fucking sleep around.
Unfortunately, the drugs will kill you.
Yep.
You know?
Well, some of the other stuff will too.
Yeah, well, true story.
But I mean, I look at, I look at, I don't even know what I do anymore that I'm really addicted
Yeah, but
to.
you're pretty settled, dude. You've got a great wife.
Yeah,
You've
I do. I really do. And I have
some
a great
kids,
but
honestly,
I mean, like,
overall.
I went
what
through
do you
my,
need to escape?
I had my drinking phase. I'm not going to say I didn't.
Yeah.
I had my drinking
Oh, I
phase
did
for a
too.
while.
I did too.
I had my hoe phase. My hoe phase for about 10 years. I had that.
We call 2013 Liverpalooza around here.
Yep.
I mean, if you knew me in 2013, that was drunk me.
Yep.
She does not remember you, and she is not the same person as 2023 me.
Cause says a lot of the addicts get off the oxy from the doctor and then go to heroin. I think this is my experience with that. And things have changed slightly. See, Megan died. I was already doing the radio. I was on with Minx.
Yeah, because it was December.
No, it was March.
March? Oh, was it March?
When Megan died, my daughter's mom.
Oh, okay. When your daughter's mom. Yeah.
I says he keeps getting married. But so what?
Shut up, Ice. I beat you. Remember, we've had this conversation.
What my second ex-wife did, the girls' mom, what she was doing, because like I said, when we split up, we did get divorced, but she never turned the paperwork in.
Mm-hmm.
And so what she did was, she would go, and we're kind of rural here, right? And there's like 3 hospital systems at the time, all within about a 20-minute drive of each other. So she would go to the different hospital systems and different pharmacies.
Before everybody was connected.
So she could go, she would, and it
used to be a lot easier, I'm sure.
And I don't know if you remember the old TRICARE system where they would send you quarterly a report of all the medications you were getting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd get these fucking 6, 7, 8-page things of drugs that she was getting. And she would go to like this doctor and then go to this pharmacy and then go to a different doctor and a different pharmacy. And she was going to all of them. And TRICARE was the only one that was like a central thing. And they just kept paying it. And what was our copay? What was our copay for Oxy was like $3. So she was getting high as fuck for $3. And I don't know if she was using all of it or selling some of it too. I don't know. That's a whole nother world of shit that I never got involved in. Yeah. But I mean, why go buy heroin when you can get all the fucking drugs you want for free or for $3?
But Cause is right. When they started cracking down on the opioids and they started cracking down on the docs, and you can only get so many at a time, and now you have to sign for stuff, and they cut all that crap.
Well, what they did,
people started turning to street drugs.
Well,
because,
and this is
damn fly.
This is what she did. So what happened was one of the hospitals bought out the smaller regional clinics. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then everything's connected.
Yeah.
And she didn't really put all that together, but by this time she was pretty deep in her addiction.
Oh yeah.
Got caught.
Mm-hmm.
Took her to court. And basically they took her to court for fraud.
Mm.
And she did some deal, some fucking drug deal. She did some deal with the state's attorney. Basically, I will go to treatment if you drop the charges.
Oh yeah, and they're easier on women than men.
Absolutely, especially a single mom with 2 little kids. Absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
They'll make deals left and right for that.
So what she did is she went to Florida to some rehab down there.
Mm-hmm.
Checked in, called her mom and dad 3 days later. Said, I'm done. Graduated. Their dad went down and picked her up. And I'm just like, you don't fucking graduate early from drug school.
No,
rehab is like
not an early release.
You don't.
They have no early release in rehab.
And so I was just like, oh my God. And then she's right back to it. But then, so what she did is she got a job at a nursing home.
Was she stealing drugs from there?
She was getting fentanyl patches.
Oh, God.
And that's what killed her. she was taking fentanyl. It didn't take very long after she got out of treatment for her to be expired. She went to, she would take the fentanyl patches and put them in the microwave and then make the drugs come out, but also a bunch of other dirty bullshit too. And this is so bad. So the people in the fucking home she's working at didn't get their fucking pain pills that they needed because they're basically hospice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's stealing their fucking drugs, putting it in the microwave and shooting up every fucking day. Damn. Yeah. Like I said, it didn't take very long for her to, when she started shooting up fentanyl, it didn't take very long for her to
No.
to not make
Imagine not. No.
So,
Imagine not.
but fucking Misty, Jimmy's mom, holy shit, she was doing that shit for years. And meth, she'd like shoot up fentanyl so she could sleep and then do meth so she'd wake up. And that was the cycle she was on. She was probably about your height. She's about 5'8", 5'9". When we got married, and she was about 100, I guess, conservative 160 when her and I first met. I bet she was probably 200 after having a couple kids, easy. I mean, but she wasn't like huge fat. She was just, that's how she was built. When she died, she was like 70 something pounds.
Oh fuck!
When they found her in a hotel room. And what happened was her grandma passed away and they sold the house and somehow she got like $30,000 out of this fucking deal. I'm like, why would you? And her sister's like, well, we had to give her money. I'm like, don't give money to a crackhead. Fucking put in a trust or something. But so they gave her this money and in a month and a half, every penny of that either went into her arm or up her nose. And then they found her in a hotel room. When her checkout date was like a Wednesday or whatever, they went up to her room, housekeeping did, and found her dead in this room.
Damn.
And took them like a week and a half to find me.
Damn.
Yeah. And then I called Jimmy and he came home from Germany. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I get it. Like the last time I talked to her, she called me. And it was like, Jimmy graduated in 2000 and sent everyone we could get a hold of, he sent graduation announcements to, right? Mm-hmm. Even though we weren't having a graduation because it was COVID and things were weird. And I was like, still send graduation announcements out. Let everyone know, hey, you're graduating, da-da-da-da-da. Send it to your aunts that even if you've got an address for your mom, that's up to you.
Yeah.
And he didn't have an address for his mom, but he sent to his aunts and her sisters. And I guess somehow one of them got a hold of her and said Jimmy was graduating. Well, right after Jimmy graduated in June or at the end of May, and then the beginning of June, he's off to basic. So she called me. She somehow found my number. I guess maybe it was from one of her sisters or whatever. Called me at like 3 a.m. And you could tell she was all fucking geeked out on something. And she just wanted to talk to Jimmy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, she's like, I just want to apologize to him for being a shitty mom. And I know, and I'm so bad and da-da-da. I'm like, fix it. Try it. We will do. What do you need? What do you need from us to be better?
Yeah.
Like, if you need to fucking go to treatment, dude, go to treatment. I'll do whatever I can to help you.
Yeah.
Like, get better. I just can't. I've tried. I can't. I get it. And she's crying to me on the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, can I talk to Jimmy? I'm like, he's at basic already. Oh, well, how do I get a hold of him? And I love him so much and I'm so sorry. And he's just my baby boy. And I don't know. And I'm like almost want to make me cry. I felt so bad for her about it.
Yeah.
But you can't, I don't know. I felt ridiculous. I felt horrible. I felt horrible for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the last time I talked to her. That was 3 years ago. Wow. So it's tough. It's hard to be sympathetic for her when she can't like get her shit together, but because that's all you want.
Yeah.
Obviously her and I have been divorced for 20 years. Right. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be with her. I don't even want to be around her. Mm-hmm. But I want her to be.
You had a kid with her, for God's sake.
Right. Well, and I watched my son for 7 years crying over his mom, wondering if she's dead, because we wouldn't hear from her for years.
Yeah.
I can count on one hand how many times she called me in the 7 years since he lived with me until he graduated, moved out. So
that's sad.
Yeah. And to put kids through that. Like, so I don't have any, I try to have patience and I try to have grace with the whole situation, but it's tough.
It's hard to have, it's hard.
Yep.
It's really hard.
And I really hope that, you know, people in that situation, maybe if I'm telling these stories that maybe somebody will be like, fuck, maybe I should put the fucking bottle down and call my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's all they want. That's all they want.
And if you are out there and you're listening to us and you hear any of this and you don't know who to reach out to us. We'll help you find.
Yep. We'll do our best
in your area. We'll find you somebody in your area to help you. I've got lots of friends in lots of states that work with drug rehabs, and I will help.
Would this qualify for a kid with PTS? Probably, absolutely. My fucking daughters still go to Rachel still goes see a counselor once a week. She sees a mental health professional once a week.
Yeah,
that's part of my fucking problem. How one of the things, and I don't know how much of it's true or not, but Rachel like tells stories of Megan would say she'd have a migraine.
Mm-hmm.
And she would go to the doctor and get a shot because they give you a shot of fucking something strong and it makes you basically pass out for like 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So she would say she had a migraine, go to the emergency room, get a shot, sleep, or fucking escape for 2 days. Mm-hmm. So that's part of the reason I don't treat my migraines.
Well, you don't want your kid thinking what was going on with their mom is going on with you now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're dealing with the fallout from what your child had to live through with the other parent.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying, not to have her see something the same. Because God, could that trigger something? Could that make her think, oh shit, I'm going to lose my dad too? I mean, I imagine that's in the back of your head all the time. God, that's got to be hard.
Yep. My old neighbor was a huge fan of meth. He got shot in the stomach and left the hospital after 48 hours AMA. He still gets arrested periodically, but the jail won't keep him because he has a seeping wound and they won't cover the medical cost. That's the only way to get out of jail.
They'll let him go out on the road and they'll let him back out on the street and just keep getting arrested for being on meth. That's nice.
Like Ka said, counselors are underrated, but he won't go to one. And you know what? Like I won't go to one. I tried. I've went to a couple. I had a really good success with what's called the Vet Center. If for those of you who don't know, the VA runs a thing called the Vet Center, and it's loosely connected to the VA healthcare. But more importantly than that, it's connected to the VBA too, Veterans Benefits Association. So they have things like counselors in there. And I think I actually saw a psychiatrist, or not a psychiatrist, sociologist, whatever. Fucking one of the ologists.
Psychologist.
Fucking some head shrinker. I don't fucking remember exactly who she was. She was a nurse in Vietnam. And when I was going through,
I think a lot of times it has to do with the person you're working with. If you don't jive with them, it doesn't do you any good.
I really jived with her, and when she retired, I haven't found another mental health professional that I've been able to be as honest with, if that makes sense. Like I see a dude at the VA now. He seems like a fine guy. I find it hard to be completely when I first
one of those ones where you kind of feel like if I tell him too much, next thing I know, I'm going to be in a straitjacket.
No. Well, okay. So when I first got back from Iraq,
because I had a doc like that for a while and I did not like him and I had to switch. And my doc now, she's great. I freaking love my doc now.
Yep. One of the things when I first came back, and my wife and I, my ex-wife and I were going through our shenanigans, and she was, doing her thing, and part of I had some pretty fucking bad PTSD issues when I first got back from Iraq. We had some issues and some problems and stuff, and so partially because I didn't know how I was going to react, but also in an attempt to save my marriage, I called Military First Source or Military One Source, whatever the phone number. And back then, I'm sure probably the same way now, if you call them and say, I'm in a mental health emergency, they will get you lined up with a counselor like the next day. Right? And they did that. 100% they did that. And good on them. I'm glad they did. But I went I was having very bad intrusive dreams. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't slept for probably about a week.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a bad way. Went to the doctor the next day. And now it's weird because I actually see the gal, her kid plays soccer with my kid. So I see her go to bed. And she was right out of college, man. And she's like, so what seems to be your issue? And I told her what my issues were right away. And her face turned about as white as the lettering in the corner of your screen. And she was like, I don't know what you need, but I don't think I can help you. She goes, are you going to hurt yourself for somebody else? I said, no. She's like, I don't know how much I'll be able to help you, but let's try to find someone who can. And that's when she got me connected with the VA. And I appreciate that from her. I appreciate her saying,
at least she was honest.
She was very honest with me. She was very frank with me. And she's like, I don't think I'm the right fit for you, but let's try to find somebody who is. And she was great about that. And I appreciate it from her. And I no hard feelings to her, but that made it very hard for me to open up to especially a mental health professional after that.
Yeah.
If that I gotta kind of and probably best for everybody, but like, well, you know, I keep having dreams of shooting people in the fucking face. Like, it's probably not the best thing to tell someone who's never been in that kind of situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I kind of, I downshifted and I, like I said, I went to the vet center and they're great there. They got me hooked up. That's who I did my GI Bill stuff through there. They were great. They had a whole, and I think they'll help you with your VA service claims if you guys have some stuff like that. I don't know. This is me. I don't know how much I trust the VA to help me with my VA claim. So
yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people lately.
Maybe
again, it's on a case by case basis. My VA lady here is freaking amazing.
Right.
And she's helped me a lot. But I know a lot of other people that have been like, I didn't get shit for help from the VA. So I had to go to an outside, source, somebody else, blah, 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 that knew what they were doing and talking about. And they helped me walk through it and I got all my shit done.
Yep.
And they just don't trust it. And they don't think that the VA itself is very helpful.
Well, and no offense to the VA gets a bad rap. Not all the VA is garbage. I will say that. I will 100% say that. No. And some of the people I have dealt with at the VA have been some of the most helpful, handy people, mental health or
but
regular
it's like
professionals.
That anyway.
Absolutely.
It's like that everywhere.
Absolutely.
Everywhere you're going to have the bad apples.
Absolutely. And that I wouldn't even say, some people have told me like, well, it's because you live in BFE and you have a really small VA. Maybe, but we also don't have the staff. Yeah. You know what I mean?
San Antonio, it's hit or miss. Sometimes I'll go to the San Antonio VA and I'll get treated great.
Right.
And I'll get lots of help and I'll have no issues or problems.
Yep.
And then there's other times I'll go to the San Antonio VA and you think I have a third fucking eye and they'll treat me like a moron and I'll walk out of there pissed off and I'll end up in the patient advocacy office.
And it's fuck, I've went in there and I've got I go to the pharmacy. I've been in the pharmacy with 30 other veterans and have my shit done like that. I've went there all by myself and sat there for 45 minutes waiting for one prescription.
You never know.
You never know. And you know what? But that's also the same way with the docs. When I went to urgent care with my wife the other day and her foot was in a fucking cast, that gal, she didn't even know how to put a fucking ACE wrap on my wife's foot. You know what I mean? So it's not just the VA that has questionable doctors.
It's everybody.
But and Patrick has a really good David Cunningham said, I think the VA workload is too much. They need more employees. I agree with that, depending on the place. I think the sum is fine. Patrick says the VA at the local level is amazing. It's the bureaucracy of the larger organization that blows. I also agree with that. But I also there's something to be said for some of the docs I get don't have the most experience. I think this is my opinion. Everyone that I have dealt with at the VA, at least outwardly, makes it feel like they give a shit. Right?
Now, see, not everybody for me. I had a doc that literally told me she looked at me and she said, how long have you been out of the military? And I told her it had been a couple years. She's like, you're awful fat for somebody that's only recently gotten out of the military. I was like, well, that was nice of you. Thanks. I appreciate that. That was nice. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna get another doc. because that's no.
That's not a thing.
You don't tell people
you don't
that.
talk to me
That's
like that.
not.
Yep.
No.
Cause
I
is
don't care
right
who
too.
you are.
Your VA
I don't care who you
experience, Cause says your VA experience may vary depending on your location and your attitude. 100%.
And theirs.
Yep. Yeah.
Some of them have been burnt out and they're just tired of
Absolutely.
being overworked and they're just fucking done with it.
Yep.
And so
and when
that
it
may
comes
be it too.
and back to the rating system, when you have people who are submitting questionable claims or maybe submitting claims without any real evidence, I get it. I get the claims. I understand the claims process and they try to make it difficult so they don't have everybody be like, I got 100% condition for PTSD, and then here's fucking $4,000 a month. Well, I understand the process, and I get all the bureaucracy of it. I mean, I don't, but I do. I try to be sympathetic about it. But the people at my VA, I've been to a couple different ones now for different treatment things, right?
Yeah.
They've all at least made it feel, and I go in there, I try to keep a good attitude. I try to joke around a little bit. I try to be nice. And this is wherever I go, I try to be understanding about the situation. But they've all at least, like, hey, Soren, nice to see ya, da-da-da-da-da, what can I do for you today? And then they, they be professional. They seem like they want to help veterans. Hey, what's bothering you? How can we help you? And that's the response I get most of the time when I go to my VA. And I know that they're not all the same. And I know that even within the Black Hills healthcare system, there are different doctors and some are more compassionate than the others. Some have a better bedside manner than others, or whatever term you want to use. But it's the same thing when I go to urgent care here, or I go to the hospital here, or I go to wherever. It's kind of like teachers.
Yeah.
You're going to find ones who they do it because they love it.
And you're going to find some that do it because it's their job.
And some will do it because that's just where they've been and they're comfortable there. And that's everywhere. And we all talk a lot of shit at the VA. I talk shit at the VA. I think the VA needs a ton more money. I think the VA needs a ton more people. I think the VA should cut out some of the hurdles to VA claims compensation and benefits. I think that the VA has a lot of improvements that can be made, but I don't think it's absolute garbage. If that makes any sense, like they're in radar world, they're at like 60%. They should be at 100, but nobody's at 100.
Oh God, no.
They're at about 60. I think they could use quite a bit of improvement, and a lot of it is the bureaucracy. A lot of it is the red tape that comes with any government organization, and that's why I want to keep the government out of my healthcare. That's another situation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic for another time.
But and with the PACT Act stuff that came down, now you can go see you can go see, if you are service connected, you can go see doctors out in town with no copay or anything. That you don't have to get pre-authorization to go to a doctor out in town. So I mean, there's things about it. Ever had a doctor throw up when you showed them your wound? It's not confidence inspiring. I bet not. I bet not. I bet not. Every time I go to the VA, put on a 3-hour mime show for the employees, and they just call the cops. I'm trying to be nice, and they just get mad. Maybe. And this is so weird. The Amish VA, fuck them. They're the worst. No, I'm just kidding. The Amish VA.
Fucking Amish VA.
But I look at too,
Amish.
And like I said, I mean, the fucking waiting room I was in the other day, and they had the prices right on TV, and the prize for the end of the year under the showcase was a trip to Vietnam. And I'm sitting in a room full of Vietnam vets, and this dude turns to me and he's like, I've never seen somebody so excited to go to Vietnam in my life. That was
yeah, I bet that was fun.
Oh, it was fucking fun. I don't hate it. My yearly's coming up next week, but I've been going for a couple different stuff, and for about the last probably 2-3 months, I've spent quite a bit of time at the VA. And Joseph says, my experience with the VA has been great. If you feel you have a complaint, talk to a Vietnam vet. Yeah. I think they're trying. Ooh, David says, yeah. Ooh, mine has Wi-Fi, dude. Sorry about it.
Mine has. We have a brand new facility in my town. It's beautiful. And it's so much bigger, and I love it. I'm so excited. My last visit was very nice.
Amish VA has DG Motrin, probably. Oh, mine, dude.
It's from China. They
China.
have China Motrin.
I got my sleep study done at the VA in Sturgis at Fort Meade, and like the room, like has like the sink in there in the bathroom, and like all the stuff in there, dude. It was like it's got like 1960s or 70s like porcelain. Like, it's you
like
can
a jail cell sink.
Yeah, they're bad, dude. Like the urinal.
See, and they sent me out in town to a really nice place. It was like a plush hotel. It was fabulous.
Bruce said it takes him 2 months to get an appointment at my VA. Is that for a specialist or just to
like a
regular old? I have a problem when you get seen in the VA. Because I will say this about my VA. Is if you want to get seen for a specialist. Okay, I'm trying to get hearing aids, right? I'm service connected for my hearing loss, trying to get hearing aids. I went in the beginning of June to go to audiology to set up an appointment to get hearing aids. And it is the end of July 27th or some shit. It might not be, whatever. It's the very end of July. Yeah. It's taken me almost 2 months to get into audiology to get fitted for hearing aids.
If it's a non-emergent regular care, it's generally they have to get you in within 60 days.
Yeah.
If it's an emergent issue and they can't get you in same day, they'll just tell you go to urgent care, go to the ER.
Well, and they've changed that.
If it's a follow-up, they usually get you in within a 2-week period. And I'm just talking about here locally. This is what they do here locally in San Antonio, VA. And New Braunfels. If they can't get us in for an emergent, they'll send us to a different clinic. Not our usual clinic.
I don't want to give the wrong information, but I'm pretty sure it was the PAC Act.
Yeah, you can just go to a doctor.
You can just go. You can if you have an issue, you have to be service connected. I believe.
If it's a service connected issue, then you can get seen.
And if you're more than what is it, 30 or 50%? I don't know the number. If you're more than a certain percent, you can go there for fucking anything, right?
Yeah, which I do. If I can't get in with them same day, I can go anywhere here.
So Bruce, if you're struggling getting an appointment at your local VA, you can go out in town on the local economy and get seen through the PACT Act, and it will cost you no money. Everything will be billed through the VA. I'm pretty sure
your local clinic can give you the numbers of most of the doctors that will see you out in town. Because I know they do that here.
And if you are on their website, it's called My Healthy Vet. You can get on myhealthevet.gov. Yep. If you can get on there and you can schedule your appointments on there, or you can see through their resources where you can go out in town. Basically, it's anybody who takes Medicaid or Medicare will take VA or TRICARE insurance, right? Yeah. So you can go out in town and say, I'm a disabled veteran. I want to get this treated under the PACT Act, and they will do that. David Cunningham says, just go to the emergency room at the VA if you're not feeling well for service-connected injuries. That's right. So if you go to the deal, the specialty doctors pushed me out to the normal doctors. They did pay everything because I'm 100% service. Absolutely. I honestly... because I'm trying to get some of my stuff redone through claims process. That's why I've really been going to the VA a lot. Plus, it's easier. It's close to my work, but they do make sure all the documentation's over. You're
not having to worry about send it to the VA, give me copies, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Just makes it easier.
My knee was all fucked up last summer, right? So I needed to get a shot. I get shots in my knee. Well, every so often they want to do an MRI to see how that's doing, right? So the VA was like, you have to get an MRI, and my out in town ortho said the same thing. I'm not going to give you a shot to get an MRI. You're having a lot of problems. Let's see what's going on in there. Talk to the VA, and they set me up for an ortho consult in like 2 months. In the time before my ortho consult, and I kept the appointment. I didn't cancel. I kept the appointment. But in that time, I saw my out in town ortho. I got an MRI. Got it read. Or first I had to get X-ray, then an MRI, then I got it read, and then I got the shot, and I still was 2 weeks before my consult with the VA.
And never cancel those appointments.
Nope.
Always go to the VA appointments, even if you go out in town and get seen.
Yep. And
because they track that shit like motherfuckers.
Now, my VA is connected to the out in town hospital, right? And so they connect to each other. Sometimes some healthcare systems don't connect to the VA, so they can't see your records.
But when you leave that appointment or whatever, you can tell them,
send it to the VA.
Send it to the VA, and they'll have you sign a little form, and they will automatically send it to the VA. You just have to say, hey, are you connected to the VA? If you are not, can you please forward them? And you just tell them, the local largest VA. I just always tell mine the San Antonio VA.
See, and this is I have had them say they needed to schedule me 89 days out, and 3 days before the appointment, they called and told me they had to reschedule for the next appointment 89 days out. When I asked about out in town, I was told I didn't qualify as a specialist, wasn't booked for 90 days. See, and that should be changed with this PACT Act stuff.
Yeah, PACT Act stuff should have outlawed all that. Should have wiped it away.
Right. Now, if you're still fighting with the VA, or if you feel like you need to be seen by that doctor because that's who's, you know what I mean, bring that up to them.
Advocacy.
Yep, call patient advocacy. Yep.
Call patient advocacy.
Or the ombudsman or whatever that is there. They will help with that kind of stuff.
I had to do that when they were putting off my shoulder surgery over and over and over again, and it was just getting worse and worse and worse. And within 2 days, I was in the ortho appointment, and within 2 weeks, I had my surgery scheduled because the patient advocacy people were pissed because they were doing something similar to that. And of course, this was before the PAC Act. But yeah, seriously, don't ever be afraid.
And I don't know. I'm pretty sure this falls under PACT Act, but it might, because PACT Act actually, if you were OIF, OEF veteran, or if you served in certain places, it talks about burn pit exposure and all that stuff. And that might be the PACT Act. I don't remember, but if you just Google PACT Act, PACT Act, that'll give you some of that. Yeah, causes put it on their PACT Act and your VA benefits. And I'm pretty sure that all came underneath the PACT Act, but it might have been something. There was a bunch of stuff that was passed legislation that was passed last summer for veterans.
A ton of stuff.
You can sign up for VA, depending on how much of a nerd you are too, you can sign up for VA emails. They will send you stuff. They will let you know if legislation is going through. I actually, I'm not as active as I once was in the VFW, but I still am pretty active in the VFW, and I get a lot of their emails and stuff, and they'll talk about this stuff too. Oh, you're fine. We've only been going for like 3.5 hours. It's about time to smack the microphone around.
Veteran Affair website, the va.gov. You can go in there and you can sign up for their monthly newsletter, weekly. It's actually a weekly newsletter that they put out. And I just went to their main page, and the very first thing on va.gov right now says the PACT Act and your VA benefits. It is the very first thing on the page.
And if you get on my Healthy Vet, will tell you that stuff too. And basically any of the VA websites.
Your e-benefits or your myhealthvet.com, and it's got all that stuff. Myhealthvet.gov, sorry. It's all .gov.
So, I mean, it is, they do have a lot of, sometimes their their websites suck. Let's be honest.
They do.
And some of that shit, dude, oh my God, just to get logged in, you got to have a 45 fucking character password, and you got to change it every 37 minutes, and then you get on there, and then they got to text you a code. It's fucking dumb, but
once you get in there, it's worth it.
And honestly, a lot of that stuff,
all your shit.
You can track all your shit. You can get all your medical records online. You can print it out. You can
make on that My Health Vet. You can make appointments through the secure messaging, which is so much easier and so much faster than calling their little phone number and trying to get an appointment.
Also, that goes in your medical record. If you message the VA through My Healthy Vet, that secure messaging, that becomes part of your medical record. So if you were having
to respond to you they have 48 hours to respond to you on that, and if they don't, it red flags and they get in trouble. You don't get in trouble; they get in trouble. So it's a great system.
So if you're having trouble scheduling appointments, and you message that nurse and be like, "Hey, I really need to get in. I'm having this issue with my back or my head or my shoulder or whatever you're trying to get, and you can't get those appointments, do that." Because if you just call down there, sometimes they put in records, sometimes they don't, right?
Yep.
But if
when it's this, it's tracked.
it's tracked,
by
and you can say,
a lot
look,
of people.
on July 12th, 2023, I emailed you, I messaged this server, and da-da-da-da-da, and I talked to so-and-so, and it's in your thing. So you can just say,
print it out.
You can just talk to your patient advocate or ombudsman or whatever and say, hey, look at the times I've tried to get a hold of somebody, and this is the scheduling they give me.
Yep.
And get it fixed. If you're having those kinds of issues, I'm not saying the VA is perfect. I'm not trying to sit up here and say the VA, because I don't think it is. I think it needs a lot of work. But if you go at them with evidence and say, this is what's wrong and why it's wrong, and please help me, they will do. There are people there who want to help, and they will try to help you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if it was the PACT Act but there is something that will get it so you can go be seen out in town. 80% sure it's the PACT Act, but if they don't, I know the PACT Act also covers some of the burn pit stuff, Agent Orange stuff for the Vietnam vets, and some Desert Storm stuff. And if you have presumptive conditions, they call it. So if you have certain respiratory issues or whatever, you can get it fixed. You can get it handled in there. Let's see. He says his VFW was closed due to zoning, so a local business built a private fish camp for all the older veterans to come to. It's great. Mostly Vietnam and Korea vets. Love going when I can. Yeah, dude. Our VFW in Deadwood has a casino, so we have a ton of money for a VFW house. Pretty cool. But yeah, I'm glad we can get the information. I'm actually trying to. I'm going to say it on here, even though I'm probably not going to get it. The VSO job at Lawrence, or the county I work at, is open. I'm going to try to. I really want to be that.
Good for you. You go, boy.
So I think it would help if I can bring more knowledge to this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would love to be able to help people all day long. So that's going to be. That's what I'm trying to do. We'll see how it works out. But
fingers crossed for radar.
Yeah. If nothing else, my job right now, I help veterans navigate all this stuff, navigate the claims process, and I do as much as I can with that. Sending your packets to me, I can try to help, dude. If you think you want some help with I've done enough of it. I've helped my guys go through it. I worked really closely with the VSOs before to get some of this. I run a veterans program through the county, and a lot of those guys are going through the VA claims process while they're transitioning. So I have run through 100 packets, 150 packets of people, and kind of reviewed them, help walk them through the process and getting nexus letters and tying things to their service and getting that. So I've got some experience with it. So yeah, if you want to send it to me, I can check it over. I'm not a VSO, and I'm not an attorney, and I'm not trying to be one. I'm trying to be a VSO, but I'm not trying to, come off as one in this setting, but I'm trying to help. So, but there's also if you want to have packets looked over or submitted, you can go to the Disabled American Veterans. If you don't trust the VA, you can go to DAV. They love doing that. It's one of their favorite things to do. There's Veterans Upward Bound will help with that stuff. If you have a local area, the Volunteers of America here in Western South Dakota, if you're in Rapid City or Spearfish, the VOA, Volunteers of America, will help with that too if you are homeless. They will help get your VA packet submitted, go through. God, there's so many resources that are outside the federal government. If you don't trust the feds and you want to submit a VA claim, I would say
DAV is probably going to be your easiest.
DAV is going to be your easiest, and they've got the most patient advocates.
Yeah.
Our county VSO was a W05 and can be found usually, but the county north of us is great. Yep. And that's, you know what, like the county I work for, they have a full-time VSO.
And if you're in Texas, anywhere near where I'm at, Comal County has 2 amazing VSOs. I know Hayes County has a handful of them. Guadalupe County has a handful of them. Bear County has a ton, and I've heard nothing but good things about the VSOs in this area.
Now, and this is different per state, so I don't want to. I'm trying not to make generalizations here because I know a lot, but there are several states that have done this. The VSO position in South Dakota is a county position. It's mandated by the state that every county will have a VSO. Now, whether it's part-time or full-time, it depends on the amount of veterans that live in that state. In South Dakota, if there's more than 1,000 veterans that live in that county, they must have at least one full-time VSO by in the county office. Now, in South Dakota, every VSO is a veteran. That is a prerequisite for that job. You must be an honorably discharged veteran to be a veteran service officer in South Dakota. Not every state has that in there. But South Dakota, every VSO is a veteran. Wyoming.
Yeah, see, I don't know what Texas's rules or regulations are, but I do know the VSOs in my county are both veterans.
Yep. Generally,
I do know they are.
I know they're. How was it? Pennsylvania. Is it Pennsylvania? That guy. I had a guy that came in the other day looking for our VSO because, as you know, we have the big motorcycle rally here, right? Yeah, and people kind of come in, and there's a VA medical facility in my county. Mm-hmm. So people come in and they look for the VSO. Our VSO right now, our position's vacant. The guy moved to a VSR slot with the feds, with the VA. And so our position vacant. The guy came to my door. He's like, "Hey, I'm from Pennsylvania." And I kind of bullshit with him. Pennsylvania or somewhere out east. I want to say Pennsylvania. It might have been New Jersey. I'm not 100% sure anymore. Anyway, his VSO is not a veteran. So he thought it was real interesting how we did that. But hey, it's whatever. I will say, I think that to have a job like that, you have to have some kind of desire to help veterans. One would think.
You would think.
You would think.
Yeah, you would think.
Maybe not. Maybe just try to be there to get money. I don't know.
Yeah, which is possible.
So, shit. Remember, we're going to have a 1-hour show.
Oh, yeah. How did that happen?
Fucking 3.5 hours ago.
Fucking bug. And I still have that one fly in here. Well,
really?
He's probably a new fly from the last time.
Yeah, they've had babies and hatched, and they've grown into new flies.
Because I have this huge gap. We put in a new back door.
Yep.
And it has this gap, and we've almost got it fixed. We've almost got it leveled and it's not quite. And so every night
I have cats.
It's never ending.
I have a cat that ripped out all my screens.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But anyway, we should probably put a plug in this. It's almost 9:30. It's 10:30 your time. You got to get him to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, I do. No. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me.
So
there's only one upcoming guest on any of the shows coming up, and that's us next week.
Yes.
We have Mark Ridge coming. Mark Ridge, and I don't have my eyes, guys. So bear with me while I look like an idiot trying to read this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Mark Ridge is a singer.
Yes.
He is born in Lafayette, Indiana. And he is a singer-songwriter, and he started playing originals and covers in bars at the age of 16. And today you will find him telling his own stories of his past almost 20 years with his robust and gritty sound. And he is prior service. Mm-hmm. And I know what he is prior service of. But again, I don't have my eyes on, y'all. My eyes are across the room. He's an Army veteran. Thank you. Woo! And he's going to hang out with us next week on the Smoke Pit. And he's going to talk about his time in the service and how it inspired him to become a singer-songwriter.
Yep.
Sorry about that. I cannot see things with tiny print.
I need to...
I'm excited. If you guys have not heard him yet, Mark Ridge, go look him up. He's on Spotify. He's got a very jazzy, bluesy country sound. I'd say if you like Chris Stapleton, you are going to love this guy. He is great. I have been listening to his music for the past 3 days straight.
Yeah.
No, just straight the past 3 days in the office. I have him on repeat playing in the office. And the two of my sales guys are obsessed with him now. They both put him in their playlists, and he's good. I like his music. It's really good. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be a great show next week.
Good. I'm excited for it. And we know more than a day in advance. So we got that going.
Yay!
Let's go. So I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. And I appreciate the candor in the comments with people. Like, I hope that nobody, when we start talking about this kind of heavier stuff, I hope that nobody gets off put by it. Because I think we've all went through some shit. Oh, yeah. Whether you're military or veteran or civilian or whatever. So I don't want anybody to be put off, and when I start telling stories about like how fucked up my ex-wives are or whatever, I'm not trying to be one-uppity or braggity or whatever. I'm just trying to let you guys know that the stuff that I've been through, and hopefully you guys can either relate or be like, man, that's fucked. If he can get through that, then I can get through what I'm going through. So
yep.
That's the reason I share as candidly as I do. I really want everybody to, I want to be as transparent as possible. And I'm not trying to sit up here on a high horse saying I'm so fucking awesome. Look what I can do. That's not it at all. That's not it at all. If you at all know who I am, that's not me. And if you need help navigating the VA process, call me or email me. If you need help finding a mental health professional, get a hold of me. If you need help with whatever, reach out to somebody you trust, you love, whatever. We're all here for you, and we want to help you, and the world's a better place with you in it.
100%.
So, on that note,
Nikki 6 can be 20 years sober. Anybody can get through today.
Yup. So you have been listening to her, TZ, me, Radar. This is pop culture. Jesus Christ, I'm tired.
That's the first time you've done that in a while.
It's been a minute,
but we
right?
did talk about him a lot. We talk about him a lot.
I do. I miss.
We like him.
I miss him. I miss CQ. Maybe I should be a co-host for him one night. I should be a part of his harem one night. Anyway,
yeah, why not?
Smoke Pit. You've been in the Smoke Pit with Radar and TZ. Tomorrow, we're off. A week from tomorrow, the 20th, Ice will be back for Soren's time. So, tomorrow night there will be no show. Friday night. This week is a Friday Night Freedom Week. Yes.
Hold on.
Yes. No. Maybe so.
Ice no show. Yeah, it looks like it's a show.
It is a show.
See that they're off.
Yep. So
Cause is it? No,
hey.
DA 31 Cause.
Oh, okay. Well,
repeats every 2 weeks.
Yep.
I'm not sure. It's hit or miss.
It's hit or miss. Friday Night Freedom is on Friday nights.
Cause, are you here? Are you not? It might be.
He's probably in bed. If he's smart, it's late as fuck. You guys' time. Anyway, Saturday night is a Donza Day. Day of No Scheduled Activities. We're off every Saturday night. Sunday is the sports bar with Coach and the actual King Smith. They will be doing some sportsing stuff, talking about probably the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Something fun like that.
Cause no show Friday.
Yep. Holly said it's their off week. So no show Friday. No show Saturday. Sunday night's sports bar. Monday night, this upcoming Monday, is another Donza night. It's Ice's last night of vacation. He'll be back on the 20th for Soren's time. Tuesday is Pop Culture Warrior with CQ and one of his harem of co-hosts. And no guest for CQ.
It's up in the air right now, so I'm not saying.
Okay.
It's not a confirmed.
Not a confirmed. So right now we're going to go with.
It's a non-confirmed. We're going to go with.
He's either going to have a guest or is going to give away cool shit. Not. Either way, be there.
It'll be a great show.
It'll be a great show. I do love Pop Culture Warrior. Now, next Wednesday, we will be back here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Probably not a 3.5 hour show without a break because I really have to go to the bathroom. But she will be here. We have a guest going to be here in the second hour, and I'm going to be here. I'm Radar.
Mm-hmm.
That's TZ, and this has been the Smoke Pit. So on that bombshell, I think it's time to end. What do you think?
It is. I think so. I think we're good.
I really want to thank everyone for being here.
Me too.
And please.
And sharing your stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would love to see you guys back here next week. So
yeah.
Thanks so much.
It's gonna be a good show, y'all.
Fuck yeah, it will be. All right. Shots.
Bye.
The station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
ain't safe, so you gotta live fast. I know already that this feeling won't last, but I'm on cloud, and it's a long way to the ground. It's a long way to the ground. It's a long way to the ground.
No, I don't want no other to pour their love on me like water. Got a notion for the love that's made for two. We can sail upon the ocean breeze and sunshine feels like you loving me. We got a good thing going on, you know that's true. I'm feeling fine, fine, fine. Pour your love on me like wine. Come on, mama, fill me up. Let me take a sip from your loving cup. Feeling fine, 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 fine. Pour your love on me like wine. Well, I like waking up lying next to you when the sun's so hot and the sky's so blue. There ain't a single thing I'd rather do than spend all my time making love to you. Ain't got a plan, just a way to live in a big bag of love that we love to give out to the world through song and show. If you're getting on the bus, let's go, go, go. I'm feeling fine, fine, fine. Pour your love on me like wine. Come on, mama, fill me up. Let me take a sip from your loving cup. Feeling fine, 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 fine. Pour your love on me like wine. Feeling fine, 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 fine. Pour your love on me like wine. Feeling fine, 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 fine. Pour your love on me like wine. Feeling fine, fine, fine. Hey, Sioux Falls, thank you so much.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.